Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, boys and girls. Welcome to the Marcia Week Show. We are coming to you live from Barbados, and I have a little flag today. I don't have the big flag to have it waving in the wind, but I think we still, this is still engendering some patriotic feelings out there. We can still hold the flag high. Yes. Welcome to the Marcia Week Show. You just heard the national anthem of Barbados. If you are joining us for the first time, as I said, this is the Marcia Week Show where we do Emma. We educate, we motivate, we mobilize, and we agitate. And tonight we have a great show lined up for you. Tonight we're going to be talking about pensions. Do you have questions about pensions? We always have questions about pensions. And you had quite a number of questions last show that we had, which was 2 weeks ago. Too long. So we have with us Mr. Stephen Strickland. He is going to be joining us tonight, and he is going to be talking to us all about pensions. And then right after him, we're going to have Victor Lewis. We have not heard Mr. Victor Lewis. He is the Joes River man. He's a man who, along with others, took that developer there in St. Joseph to court. And that is an example, I believe, that we need to make sure we need to take a leaf out of his book. And so he's going to be joining us because he's concerned about the overdevelopment. What is happening? What's going this doing on steroids? What us? Have they left anything for us? Is it just a small little path that they've left for us to get to the beach? They're making it difficult for us to use the beach. And so, Victor is always traveling around and has something special he wants to share with us tonight. His internet was off for a little while, and so he wasn't able to join us, but we are very, very happy that he's able to join us tonight. But before any of those two great men join us, we have some young people. We have some young people that they're going to be, some will be in the studio. So in the studio, you're going to have the Shine Barbados, which is really an initiative calling on our young people to be brilliant as they do. We see in the news where, there were a set of young people beating a tourist for a gold chain. And that has been the trend. I've gotten reports of people saying, people are just grabbing their chain, sticking them up with a gun and taking their chain, and they stab the tourist who is here to enjoy themselves right there at Sabi on the Bay. But tonight we are calling on our young people to be brilliant. We want them to shine. We want their brilliance to be seen all over Barbados, all over the world. The reason they were born is not to be in the streets, killing each other and stealing from people and doing all kinds of criminal activities. That is not why they were born. That is not their purpose. That is not their destiny. They are designed to shine. And so tonight we have a segment. And if you have people at home, I know tomorrow, I think there is tomorrow. I don't think there's any school tomorrow for some of them, if I'm right. You could get them to gather around the television. I think it would be great. Or your laptop, put it on, ask them, send them the link and they could watch it on a tablet. But we've got to speak to the young people and we've got to listen to them. That's what we're going to do tonight. So in Shine Barbados, you're going to see a group of young men led by Ramon Goodman, and Jamal is going to be here, as well, and going to be a really, really great session. They're hoping to have one or two of the artists who will pass through tonight, and they will have a conversation with them. But then before that happens, we have Elevate. Yes, guys, Elevate. This is something that I am so very invested in. And these are now the young girls, all right? And they are going to be having a conversation about self-esteem, about what makes them feel pretty. They're going to have this conversation tonight, and it's a very interesting activity they're doing. And tonight program and all of the Elevate programs are sponsored partly by Praise Academy. At Praise Academy, you learn how to sing, dance, act. You're involved in film. You're involved in media. So some of the students, they are helping with this. They're the ones being interviewed, the students at Praise Academy. So your children can be part of this as well. Or they want to dance, they want to sing, they want to act. Praise Academy is that place for them. It's a safe environment. And we have them even behind the camera. We have Otiza Trotman, who is 14 years old, a student at the law school. And I handed the camera over to her for this recording because we're training them. And all of that happens at Praise Academy so that they could shine. We can see their brilliance. Yeah? Yes. So Teachers Professional Day is tomorrow. And if they didn't get to watch it tonight, you can show it to them tomorrow. And have to watch the whole program. They could watch the beginning of it. Okay, I think they might find it interesting. And we have two of the young ladies who normally are with us in Elevate, going to be with us tonight. Jalea Brathwaite, she's 12 years old and a student of Graydon Sealy Secondary School. And then we have also with us Kamaya Gossett, and she has not started school in Barbados just yet. She's going to start in September, but she is 14 years old. And you're going to hear from her as well. So gather the children around. It's a good time. It is a good time. All right. So that's all the great things that we have for you. I just want to say quickly before I go into that segment that Elevate is not just it's not just a talk show. It's not just a talk show because we are into action. We do it here on the Marcia Week Show. Loyal opposition, you know what we do. So it's not just a talk show, but we are providing right here at Praise Academy, 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. We're providing assistance with reading, writing, and just basic comprehension for children. It is said about 4 out of 10 of our children, they can't read. Of our young people and our children, they can't read. In fact, they went into prison and they found that it's only 3 out of 10 of them in prison who could read. So that is telling us exactly what is happening on the streets of Barbados. Yes, we have a problem. We have a problem. Between 30 to 40% of our young people and our children are reading and reading well. So that means that we've got to do work. And Elevate is here at Praise Academy, Cavens Lane. Do you want your child to brush on their reading, to be, the gift, reading is a gift. Reading is your education is a gift. It's a gift we can give the children. And so we're looking for those who can help. We're going to also be launching in St. Philip, Bel Air, on the 4th of June. And we have teachers already for that. Where we need some teachers is here in Cavens Lane. We've got an abundance of people in St. Philip who are, retirees that said, yes, I'm signing up. I want to teach the children. And the idea, guys, if you have a space in your community and you want to get this started, just contact us. We will be able to help you get started. We got some computers at Praise Academy. Thank you, Michelle. If you're listening, Michelle Daniel, and we donated some as well to St. Philip. We want to blanket this country with Elevate. How do you feel about that? You think that's a good idea? We want to blanket this entire country with Elevate, okay? So Elevate is not just a talk show, but it's action where we are encouraging our children to go to a level. Another of our sponsors for the Elevate program is a company called I Do Feet. I Do Feet, the best of foot care. And so this particular episode is sponsored by I Do Feet, where they provided the products for the girls, etc. And there is a number that, let me remove the banner so you can see, 2680556. That is a number that you can call if you want to support this company that is supporting our young people. And I'm going to leave that up there. I go quickly through the comment section, and just to say hello to Taroni, Judy, Marcia Miller, Mavis Lashley. Oh my goodness, are you guys liking and sharing? Thank you so much, Marva Hunt, Ronald Archer, Andrew Critchlow, Chantel Williams, Monica Ince. How are you doing, Lori Bob? Lori, did you get the WhatsApp message? Did you get my message? Lucinda, Sandra Brewster. Yes, like and share. Beverly Perscott, I'm a big girl. Sonia Perch. Judith and Clark, how are you doing, my friend? Yes. I can't call that name. I don't know what it's saying. Oh, tough luck. Oh, sorry, something else. Hey, Kim Tae. Yes, we've heard Announcer's new song, and we're hoping we can play it before we finish tonight, before the show is up. We're going to play Announcer's new song, most definitely. I am by myself again tonight, so I'm not able to play it just yet. Hey, Naeem, I got a WhatsApp from you. You're from Trinidad. Yes, now Trinidad in the house. Mavis Lashley, Machino, good evening. Yes, calendar. Hey, Steffi Montez, I Do Feet. Yeah, that's her company. Steffi is there. Steffi Montez, she does I Do Feet. And yeah, so please check her out. All right. Okay, folks, we are Ronnie's song. Wait, you're going to hold on. Ronnie's song is coming up later in the program, right? Dave has gone off to a rehearsal with some of the children. You know, we work with the young people, so he's on young night tonight. So he took them to rehearsals, Gospel Fest. So I am steering the ship by myself tonight. So bear with me, please. All right, but Ronnie's song is coming up. All right, it is up. All right, so here we go. And we are going right into Elevate. Real Talk is what is happening right now. Okay, and that one is, what color is it? 98. Yeah, let's look and see what it is. Yeah. Wow. Well, today, guys, welcome to Elevate. And Elevate, this is Real Talk with these real girls. And listen, behave yourself over there. And today we are doing the nails, the feet. We are doing feet today. And in the corner over there, we have with us, oh my goodness, who is that lovely lady over there? That's Miss Stephanie. Oh my gosh, Stephanie Skeet. And Stephanie, tell us what's happening today.
So today I'm just giving the girls a little toenail polish, just a little prep today. So I work with a company called I Do Feet. I own the company and I do foot care.
I Do Feet. And you're doing feet today.
I'm doing feet. So
I Do Feet.
Talk a little bit about feet, foot care, beauty, fun times, everything in one.
Wow. And up those wonderful toes you see there. You see those wonderful toes? They belong to Jalea Brathwaite, okay? Jalea Brathwaite is our regular guest on Elevate, and she is a student of Graydon Sealy, yeah, drum roll. And she is 12 years old in second form. in second form, 12 years old in second form. And then our guest of honor today again is Miss Kamoya Grosset. And she's actually originally from Jamaica. And she is in Barbados. She's 14 years old. And people have been loving her on Elevate, and all three girls, everybody have their favorite girl. So Miss Kamoya is here, and Kamoya, what color you choosing, Kamoya, today? For her toes. That's very light for the toes. But that's the color you like.
Yes.
That's wonderful, wonderful. But as we're going to get started here with some conversations while, oh my goodness, Stephanie, you have started already on them toes. Them in Jamaica we call it, when the toes look funny, in Jamaica we call them ginger above ground. Ginger. So whose toes look like ginger, and if your toes look like turmeric or ginger, you need to go to I Do Feet by Stephanie Skeet, all right? You need to do that. If you have ginger toes or turmeric toes, that's where you need to go. But girls, let me ask you this. As we are sitting and we are waiting, I want to ask you some beauty things, right? Not too much, but when you're going out, sneakers or sandals? Wait, you got to get the mic. Sneakers or sandals?
Sneakers.
Sneakers? Really? Why? You want to cover up the ginger toes? Why sneakers?
Because I just like sneakers more. And like sometimes my toes is very ugly.
I told you. Didn't I tell you all it was because of the ginger toes or the turmeric toes? So you want sneakers to cover up your toes?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Kamaya, for you, what is it? Sneakers or sandals?
It depends on the outfit that I'm wearing.
Ah.
So if I'm wearing a dress, I would wear sandals.
Ooh, hot gal. You want to show off the toes, so you wear sandals if it's a dress. Okay. But sneakers can look good with a dress, Not really?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. All right. So it depends on but which one do you naturally prefer?
Sneakers.
You naturally prefer sneakers?
Yes.
Wow. Coming up, Stephanie, girls wearing sneakers was just for sports. If you have sports day or you have, it wasn't for this kind of thing, just to wear. Oh, don't you see more people wearing sneakers now?
Definitely. And then we remember that things have changed. Everybody's into health now. So everybody's running and going to the gym. So sneakers kind of became a part of foot culture.
Foot culture now. Wow, I like how you put that. So makeup or natural face? I know you must have that powder. You see the powder all up under the neck. That's part of the make. Let them see the powder. Why you guys wear the powder all up in your neck like that?
Because it's be fresh.
The powder makes you feel fresh.
Yes, please.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. So makeup or natural face for you?
Natural face.
Natural face?
Yes, please.
Why is that?
Because I don't really like a lot of makeup like that. So I would just prefer natural face.
Yeah.
And it's better to stay natural than got a lot of makeup and things on your face. And also some makeups is break out your face.
Oh, and it's better. So you're telling me you're 12 years old now and you don't have anything, you don't need no makeup right now. You're 12 years old, but you're saying that it is better to be natural.
Yes,
you
please.
like your face.
Yes, please.
Okay. Kamaya, how about you?
Natural face.
Natural face? What kind of girls these though? So you tell me no eyebrows, down an eyelash. You don't want the eyelash. Sometimes they have the eyelash. It look like an umbrella.
Yeah, the eyelash, yes.
Oh, you want the umbrella eyelash? No, so you want eyelash, but not so much, makeup with foundation and powder and highlights and nothing like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Just wear the eyelash and the lips and the lip gloss.
Lip gloss. So eyelash and lip gloss, at least. Eyelash and okay, all right. What makes you laugh the most? Because I know you at Praise Camp, and when you're ready, you have some big laughs. So what makes Jalea laugh?
Make some boy fall down.
What's up? When somebody fall down?
Yes, sis.
So what if your mother fall down?
I will laugh at her and then help her up.
If your mother falls down, you would laugh at her and then help her up.
Yes, sis.
Oh my goodness, my goodness. Before we go on to you, what is that? What is that, Miss Stephanie, that you are using there?
This is a LED light. So my girlies who are accustomed to the salon and the spa, so they know this is used to cure polish. So back in Auntie Marcia's days, we would have had nail polish and we had to wait 5 hours after you apply it for it to dry. And you didn't want to wash dishes, and you didn't want to drive, you didn't want to do anything because you were going to smudge it. Now we know you get 30 seconds under here and the polish is dry.
So what are you, but you put on the polish already?
So this is just the base coat and then the polish will go on next.
Oh, so, okay, I see. So back to you, my dearie. Miss Kamaya, what makes you laugh the most?
Everything.
Huh?
Everything.
Everything makes you laugh the most?
Yeah. I just be laughing for
Yeah.
no reason.
Yeah, you're a happy girl. Yeah? So you like to laugh. I realize that. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Well, Stephanie, you've started to put on, so what is the color that?
This is the color 96. It's a nice shimmery gold. She said she wants it glitter. So we're gonna glitter.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. So when you look in the mirror, okay? When you look in the mirror, what do you love most about yourself? Miss Jalea?
My face.
Oh my God, good girl. What do you love most about yourself? My face. Yeah, you're a pretty girl.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. And your mommy tells you you're pretty?
Yes, please.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And what about your face that you like?
Everything.
You like everything about your face. Has there been a time where you felt that you were not pretty enough?
When I was in primary school.
So when you graduate, you just graduate into prettiness, from ugliness to prettiness? So you move from in primary you were ugly, and in secondary school you're now pretty. What's the change?
I don't know. I just became more confident in myself.
You became more confident in yourself. That is wonderful. What did I ask you? What particular part of your face that you look in the mirror and say, "Girl, you got it"?
My eyes.
I look in the camera and say, "My eyes."
My eyes.
Look in the camera, girl. I love it. I love it. Very nice. You're a pretty girl. That is lovely. Kamaya, when you look in the mirror, what do you love most about yourself?
My shape.
Your shape. Ayya, Coca bottle. Coca bottle. Stand up, girl. Stand up. Stand up in here. Stand up, girl. Stand up, girl. Oh my God. Spin. Spin now. Coca bottle. I love it. Stephanie, are these girls so confident? Isn't that wonderful?
It's very good. I'm happy to see that our young people are confident in themselves and their bodies, and they're not looking to the celebrities to tell them what pretty looks like.
That is lovely. Was there ever a time when you did not feel pretty enough?
Yes.
So, yeah, speak up. Tell me about that, if you want.
Well, right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
You don't feel pretty enough right now?
Not at this exact moment, but
This period in your life?
yes.
Why?
Because
Speak up a little loud and put the mic up.
Because the kids my age, every day they tell me that I'm ugly. And
Oh, they tell you you're ugly. You're 14.
Yes.
And the people around you, they tell you you're ugly.
Yes. Everybody except my mom and my family members.
So anybody outside of your family tell you that you're ugly.
Yes.
But your mother tells you you're beautiful.
Yes.
And look at her, folks. You see how this girl pretty, Ebony? You see how she pretty? and people tell you that you're ugly, but you choose to believe those people?
Kind of.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No.
But for some reason, you feel like you believe those people over your mother and your family,
Not over my mom.
not over your mom. So you kind of believe a little bit that you're pretty.
Yes.
But is there anything about, say, about your face and that you, when you look in the mirror, say, I like, they say I'm ugly, but I like this about myself, about my face?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Well, guess what? Don't give up. You know, there was a time when for years I did not look in the mirror when I was in high school too. Yeah, I refused to look in the mirror because I was told that I was black and ugly. And I refused to look in the mirror. And, you know, I had to go to the guidance counselor at my school, St. Andrew High School for Girls. And you know, she gave me little exercises to do until I started to look in the mirror and to feel good about myself. All right? So we can chat about some of those things when we're off camera. All right? Because I'm looking at a very beautiful girl. Yeah? Okay. So you never, don't let them tell you that you're ugly. Does social media ever make girls your age feel pressured? I'm talking to you because I'm wondering, is it just what they're telling you or social media? Does social media make you feel a bit pressured sometimes?
No, because all my pages are private. So.
Oh. So, but you don't go and watch other people's things?
Not really.
Not really. So you don't really get much pressure from social media? Yeah. And how about Jalea? Jalea, social media make you feel pressured sometimes?
Not really.
Not really? How come?
I don't know. It's some videos that I watch and some videos I will not watch.
Mm-hmm. So you don't really get any pressure from social media to say you want to do this, you want to put on eyelashes, I want to change the color of my eyes, even though you told me you love your eyes, right? You say, no, I want to change the color of my eyes. No, right? No? No, nothing like that. You're not, yeah. But question, do girls compare themselves too much, you think? You know, you think they compare themselves too much?
Yes, please.
Why? Why you think that?
Because like these celebrities on social media with a lot of makeup, like fancy beauty and thing, and them is just go there and waste their money on fancy beauty, eyelashes, makeup and thing. I mean, I will wear eyelashes too when it's on a special occasion.
Hold a
like my
minute,
birthday.
Stephanie, you are, Stephanie, I see you over there going, Stephanie, she says that they're wasting money on eyelashes and Fenty and all of these beauty products. And you are saying what? What is Stephanie saying over there?
Girl, please don't let Rihanna hear you. We want Rihanna to come down and say hey to us. But no, I mean, each person has to know what makes them feel comfortable and confident. So I have eyelashes on, so don't tell me about wasting my money. But we all, as we grow and we age, we do little things that make us happy. Some people would say getting your feet painted is a waste of money, but you like it, right? So each person has to know what makes them feel happy and comfortable and beautiful and pretty.
So Jalea, you're not into you're thinking that girls are comparing themselves too much.
Yes, please.
And how about you? Do you think girls compare themselves too much with each other?
Yes, because you have some girls that they look at other girls and they say, oh, I wish my face was like that. I wish my
Speak up a little bit more.
They will say, oh, I wish my face was like that. I wish my hair was like that. I wish a lot of things. And it's not really necessary to say that because you're beautiful in your own way. So
Yes, so you don't have to say that. You don't need to compare. Well, I'm seeing there's another process going on right there on the ground, and that's finished. Stephanie, tell us about what's going on there.
This is the polish that was chosen. It's just a nice gold glittery polish today, and that's what we have for my youngest one.
The 12-year-old. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Now, have you ever felt left out or judged because of how you looked?
No.
No? Because you keep by yourself?
Yeah.
I know. I know that's what you were going to tell me. How about Jalea? Have you ever felt left out or judged because of how you looked?
Yes.
Yes? Tell me about that.
Like sometimes, like people, like I will be in a group and they're talking, and like it'll be just me alone, and I must feel left out sometimes. But now I getting older, like I don't really pay attention to some people or like things like that.
But you don't pay attention to it anymore.
No,
Stephanie,
please.
Stephanie, I want to, you're listening to these girls right now, right? You're listening to these girls, just switch. You're listening to these girls and you're hearing their responses and so on. What's going through your mind?
You know, I love being with these girls. I especially love that they're thank you. They're different ages. So you get to hear different perspectives. I'm happy to hear about the makeup, you know. I'm happy to hear that they're happy with their natural face, what they look like. You know, it's really refreshing to know that they're not bothered by social media. When I was a younger girl, we got BET for the first time.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted to look like the girls in the music videos.
Yeah.
So it's good that you're comfortable in your own skin.
Yes. No, I want to ask you I want to ask your question here, but this one is a little deep. What hurts more, right? Being teased by boys or by other girls? Put the mic up close.
By other girls.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, by other girls? Why? Why is that focus there?
Because why would you trouble a girl and you're a girl? That is so wrong.
Oh. So you feel more hurt by girls teasing you than boys. Interesting. It's your turn now for your feet. Oh Lordy. And you're the one who chose the light blue color, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how about you? What hurts more, being teased by boys or by girls?
By girls.
By girls.
Yes.
You both say that. I thought you would say boys because, boys, if the boys don't like you and, all of that, but you don't care about that?
No,
You care more about what the girls think?
not really. Because like asking why I said why will you be a girl aunties and a girl, sometimes my mommy will say that as somebody tells you they're not happy with your life or they're going to things and why will you come to school or go there and take it out on other people.
And so that's why you believe that, the girls would, but boys tease you?
No.
At this age, the boys, what about boys tease you, Kamoya?
No.
No, boys don't. So do you get along well with boys?
No. But they don't trouble me.
They don't
because I'll
trouble
hit
you.
them.
You don't what?
I will hit them. So
You will hit them? You will hit the boys if they trouble you?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And then put them in jail.
I'm going to put them in jail. But Stephanie, as you're working on the girls' feet, anything you want to ask the girls at this time?
So girls, what do you think about getting your feet done? People, when they hear people say I'm going for a pedicure, they think it's a waste of money or it's a luxury. What do you think about it?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No. It's nice, but okay.
It's nice to like give yourself a little me time gonna get you pedicure and your nails done, and your lashes done. I look pretty, auntie. But like, yeah, that's how I think about it.
Well, I'll tell you what. A pedicure is more than just getting your feet done and looking pretty. Because what do you use other than your hands every single day? Your feet. You gotta walk on your feet. So it's not just, I'm just doing polish for you today, but usually I soak your feet, I scrub them, get all the dirt and salt off. I give you a massage. And that's not just a luxurious thing. That's important because you need the blood to circulate properly. One of our other girls, she does track or something, right? She's in sports. So you need to have your blood circulation flowing properly. You need to have your feet, nice and healthy. So it's not just about pretty toenails. It's about the overall care of your feet. So the next time you see me, I'm going to give you a nice good soak and some nice herbs out my garden. And we're going to get to work on these feet, right?
So, Stephanie, this is something, how long have you been doing this kind of work?
I have been doing feet for over 20 years. I started doing feet when I came out of school. My aunt owns a hair salon, and I was into doing hair. Some of the girls said they wanted to do cosmetology. That's where I started. But everyone had a nice hairstyle, and then I looked at their feet. And I was like,
ginger and
turmeric. The feet were not matching the hairdos. So I asked her, what do you feel? She said, interested in something like that? Because usually people are interested in doing fingernails and makeup. And I said, yeah, I want to do feet. So I went to beauty school. I, learned how to do feet. And that's where I started. And I, at one point, realized a lot of people were having a lot of issues, not just in terms of their toenails being gingers, but they were having sweaty feet. They were having fungal infections. And I wasn't sure where to go from there. So back in the day, we were able to intern. And I asked a podiatrist, can I intern with you? I'll work for absolutely free. I want to learn more. He said, sure, come right on in. So I interned with a podiatrist. And that's how I got to learn about fungal infection and bacteria and that kind of thing. So I work with the younger people because they usually have a lot of sweaty feet in their teenage years. That's due to hormones and a lot of things going on. So I work with them, talk to them about their diet, because foot care is more than just, again, getting your toes painted. It's about what you eat, what goes on inside your body. A lot of things contribute to your feet.
What's one self-care habit you think that a young girl should learn?
Wow, well, it depends on what she likes. If you're into hair, it's very important to understand how to care for your hair. A lot of us wear a lot of weaves, like myself, but you need to know how to take care of your own natural hair beneath that. If you're someone who's into liking your nails, you need to understand your natural nail, the health of it. If you like to wear a lot of slippers and toes out shoes, it's good to be able to, know how to take care of your feet, to soak your feet, to scrub your feet. So it depends on the individual person.
What part of your where do you like to, the part of you're fussy about? Is it your hair, your feet, or your nails? What or your eyelashes could be? What part of you say you fuss about?
My hair.
Your hair. Yeah, I like the hairstyle today. You did it?
Yes.
You like to fuss about your hair. Why? Why the hair?
I don't know, because everybody always troubling you about your hair.
About your hair, hair. What part of you that you focus on the most?
My hair also.
Your hair. Interesting. Black women and their hair. What is this thing with black women and their hair? You love your hair?
Yes, please.
Wow. Let me see the hair. Nice. So you love your hair. And you focus on that a lot. So going to school in the morning, you're in the camera a lot, trying to.
Wait for 20 minutes.
So that's the longest you spend is on the hair.
Yes, please.
Wow. So question here: do you think that girls feel the pressure to grow up too fast, Julia?
Some girls.
Tell me.
Because nowadays they will hear girls gone missing, girls by their boyfriends, Um, girls getting exposed and things like that. Like, I just feel some teenage girls want to grow up too fast.
And so you think that that is what it is that pressure to grow up too fast and then bad things are happening to them.
Yes,
Yeah. Kamaya, you think that girls feel the pressure to grow up too fast in this time?
Yes, the same thing that she said. They're doing stuff that makes them they want to be grown, so they're doing grown stuff. And then they'll get, bad things will happen to them after.
Mm-hmm. Do you sometimes feel that pressure?
Nope.
Do you think social media cause the girls to want to dress older?
Maybe, because they'll see some girls where they have on some short skirts or some belly skin shirt and all of those stuff, and they want to follow because they say it look nice.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You think? Let me ask you. You think that you think social media is causing girls, pressuring them to want to look older? You think?
Not really.
No, you don't think so. So sometimes, I nowadays I see girls going to school, right? I could just tell you my experience, and they have their hair all the way down to reach the bottom, and they have on the not weave but braids and all of these extensions and so on going to school, right? I can tell you, I don't know about Stephanie, but when I was growing up, that was considered to be an adult woman hairstyle. I would love to find out. Do you think that is affecting some of the girls because they now can wear their hair like the mother or the auntie? Do you think that is affecting how they feel about themselves if they feel like they're growing up now?
Yes.
Explain a little bit more on that.
Like, people, some girls will see girls with braids down to the booty braids. And she said I don't want to get them lashes, almost trying to blind them. And like
The lashes almost, yeah.
lashes.
Right.
So like I just feel girls like want to grow up too fast, and then when they're doing stuff, somebody could be recording them and things like that. And I don't know. And like it got some about in group chats and things.
And all of that. So
Yes,
you think possibly that kind of long weave hairstyle might cause them to feel a little grown up?
Yes.
Might. Kamaya, how about you? Because the girls, I don't know if they do that in Jamaica, but here, you know that you can wear all of that long hairstyle and all of that to school.
I saw them, but in Jamaica, the school that I was going to, you're not supposed to wear it. And if you like catch up your hair in 2 or 1 and put a little hair on there, they take it off.
They take it off?
Yes.
At school?
Yes.
And what do you think about that? Do you think that will help, at least try to help young girls not to feel like they can wear adult or women hairstyles to school?
It doesn't really, no.
No? So you're looking forward for when you start wearing those the hair down to your bottom?
It won't be so long.
Why? Why not so long?
Because why would I want long hair?
Oh, why would you want long hair? You don't like long hair?
No.
Why? Why not? Most girls like long hair.
Not hair that goes all the way down to my bottom. That would be so much stress.
Oh, so much stress. You like short hair.
I'm gonna feel hot, and the hair is gonna bug me so much.
Right. You think it might affect you in school if you had the hair all the way down to your bottom and have to take care of it?
No.
No. So you don't think hair is a problem?
No.
No. So you are looking forward in Barbados to go to school with the hair down to the bottom?
No.
No? Because your mother listening. You think mommy would let you do that?
No.
No. I was thinking that I can't see no Jamaican parent doing that at all, at all.
Exactly.
But look at that. The blue actually looks good. The blue, I was wondering, listen, that was a good choice. You guys chose some beautiful colors. That blue is fire, as they would say. It's really, really nice, really nice. Stephanie, when you were going to school, you could wear extensions and all of that?
Absolutely not. Furthermore, we couldn't even wear braids. And I went to the St. Michael School.
Yeah.
And back in my day, we had to wear our hair in what was called a ponytail.
Uh-huh.
And you know, for us dark skinned girls, that was stress, as
Yeah.
my girl behind the camera would say.
Yeah.
Because our hair curls up and coils up. So in the morning, after we spend 20 minutes, it's all slicked in and gelled in. By 12 in the afternoon, there's a mess.
Well, so that wouldn't be for you. You guys couldn't do it at the time.
We couldn't do it.
Yeah,
it
it's
was very, very difficult. And I think that's where a lot of the bathroom culture came into play, because you know we always were in the bathroom and you're washing your face. And you're
Oh, we
putting
have
on
to
your
give her. We
powder.
forgot. We need to pass the mic to Stephanie.
I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, so I was talking about my girl with the powder in the neck. So we're saying that's where a lot of the bathroom culture comes into play for dark-skinned girls at school, because we always gotta go and fix the hair back. The hair is always a mess.
Right.
So
Tell us again what you were to answer the question, because you weren't on mic. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
So we were talking about the long hair. So I was telling Auntie Marcia and the girls we couldn't wear any kind of extensions, any kind of hair. We had to have our hair in what was called a ponytail. But that's because I went to the St. Michael School. You guys may not know, but the demographic at that time was not, it was different colors, different races at school. So of course we had the girls who were able to put their hair in a ponytail, but for us it was a totally different situation.
You're more than 20 minutes in the mirror, especially if it's short. And
Especially
you have to,
if
you comb and
so
brush.
we walking with a whole container of gel to school in the daytime.
Yeah, to get it. Yeah, and you said the bathroom culture started.
Yes.
To tell me about the bathroom culture.
So because of course you want your hair to be, always neat. So every break time you get, every lunch time you get, you run into the bathroom and you get some water and some gel and you slicking it back in and you're tying it down for a little 10, 15 minutes and you're making yourself look fresh. But I think because we as Black people, there's a pride we take in our appearance. We are very cultured to always look our best. The way we look always represented how people think about us out there in the environment. So if we're out here walking around, with clothes looking all old and ratty and hair sticking all over the place, people say, but she don't care about herself. So why should we care about her? So I think that that's something that's ingrained in us from young children, to always take pride in your grooming.
In the grooming, very important. So staying on school and appearance and so on, what in school, what does it mean to be cool? When you say somebody is cool, what does that mean at school today?
Having short uniform.
What? Having short uniform is cool?
Yes.
When you say short, you mean like how short?
Over your knees.
So the cool girls are the girls that wear their uniform over their knees.
Yes.
Ah, I see.
We can be the cool girls back in the day.
Wow, that is a cool girls wearing the school. Interesting. What else? What about the boys?
Their pants is like tight.
Tight pants.
Yes.
So tight pants make those boys cool, and the girls wearing the uniform above their knee. How about Jalea?
I would say same college. Some of the girls at my school is got them uniforms like all up to here, and they're going to the bathroom during class time and wash their face and put on mascara and things like that.
Mascara.
And yes, and the boys pants is be tight, and them is also be washing the face.
The boys washing the face too? Oh my goodness, I tell you. So at any point you felt like you wanted to get your uniform a little above your knee?
My uniform was not always above my knee, but in first form my uniform was till here. And sometimes I used to be wearing my first form uniforms, And so like no, my first wear uniforms up to here. So my mommy tell me don't really wear the first wear uniforms. Like wear the longer ones, like down to here.
Down here. Okay, so your mommy tried to monitor it too.
Yes.
You hear
miss.
that, parents? Wow, very interesting, very interesting. So, Kamaya, sometimes you want the uniform above your knee too.
Not above my knee, but a little shorter.
Where you want to wear it? Show me.
Like at my knee.
At your knee, but not above the knee.
Yes.
Why not? Because you can be cool if you wear it above the knee. If wearing the uniform above the knee makes you cool, why you don't want to wear it above the knee?
Because I don't want to be cool.
You don't want. You don't want to be cool.
Why antisocial?
You don't want to be cool. You want to be Kamaya. Kamaya
Yes.
wants to be Kamaya.
Yes.
Kamaya says, I don't want to be cool. I don't mind wearing my uniform right there at my knee, not above my knee. That's interesting. And I love how you said your mom monitors it and says, wear the uniform that's the second form uniform, not the uniform that is above the knee. That's interesting. Well, as we close, I want you to finish, each of you to complete this. I am beautiful because. So you're starting the sentence. I am beautiful because.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
All right, let's start with Jalea because you're the one who say you don't feel too beautiful right now. So, but we're going to come back to it. I want you to think about one thing, okay? We're going to come back to you. I am beautiful because. So, finish the sentence. But I thought that you told me you love to look in the mirror because you're pretty. And you love your eyes and all of that.
Yeah, but sometimes I feel antisocial.
No, but it's I am beautiful because. You, Jalea, what do you say? What makes you beautiful? I am beautiful because. You don't think you're beautiful?
Not sometimes.
Not sometimes. Okay. Even though you tell me you like yourself and you like looking in the mirror. Sometimes? Okay, keep the mic at the mouth. Okay, no problem. All right. Can you say this after me? I am beautiful because. Keep the mic.
I am beautiful because
My eyes
my eyes
are stunning.
are stunning.
Look in the camera and say it.
I am beautiful because my eyes are stunning.
And you're look straight in the camera. Don't squint. Don't squint.
I am beautiful because my eyes are stunning.
Yes, give her a hand. Give her a hand. Give her a hand. Give her a hand, Kamaya. Camera girl. Camera girl. Listen, we have a camera girl here, you know, and she's how old are you again? 14 years old, and she's handling the camera, right? And you're gonna see her name come up at the end. But she has a very pretty name. What's your name again? Otiza what?
Trotman.
Otiza Trotman, and she's 14 and she's dying with laughter. You need to see her behind this camera here laughing. She's 14 years old and handling the camera. I'm so proud of her. And so before I go to think about it, but no, give her back the mic. Repeat after me. Say, I am beautiful because.
I am beautiful because I'm dark skinned.
I love it. Say it again. Come on. Go on, Chul. Come on. Are you that?
I am beautiful because I'm dark skinned.
Dark and lovely. Oh, say I am dark and lovely.
I am dark and lovely.
Look in the camera and say it.
I am dark and lovely.
I love it, man. I love it. Steph, you don't like that?
I love that. That's wonderful. Dark and lovely.
Black girls, we rock. Come on, everybody, give me 5. Black girls rock. Black girls rock. Come on, girl. No, I keep the mic. I love it. That's my breakthrough today. I'm excited about that. I want girls my age to know. Girls who are 14 years old, like Otiza. I want girls my age to know
I want girls my age to know that you are
Say it, girl.
Calm down,
Say it, girl.
you're beautiful in your own way, and you should not change how you look for someone else, especially for a
Wow.
boy.
Wow. Can you believe that? When we started the show, you remember? Oh my God, she didn't feel that beautiful. And now she's telling girls that they're beautiful in their own way. Steph, isn't this awesome?
I love it. I love it. I'm loving it. The girls are encouraging me today too.
Yes, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Oh my goodness. And I want girls my age to know, 12-year-old girls, what you want to say to them? Look in the camera, girl.
You are beautiful your own way. Don't change yourself for nobody, especially if your boyfriend tell you something. Especially a boy, cause like nowadays boys will tell you things and you will want to change yourself. Don't change yourself over no boy.
Ah, my goodness. Oh boy, I tell you, some adult female out there saying, "Oh boy, I wish I had heard that advice when I was 12 years old." That is wonderful. You have the mic. My future dream is wait. You want to eat the mic? Listen, we're going to get some breakfast later. We're going to get some, we're going down to, we can't say, I don't want to say which company, but we want, you know, last week I gave you breakfast, we're going to get some breakfast. Don't eat the mic, man. My future dream is?
To do nursing and cosmetology as a side job.
Hey, nursing. She's been consistent. Nursing and cosmetology. Oh Lord, hand the mic to Kamaya over the Miss Beauty Queen. Beauty Queen. Beauty Queen. Smile in the camera. Smile for the camera. She's Beauty Queen. My future dream is
A mortician or a flight attendant?
a mortician or a flight attendant. And you're gonna make them dead people they look hot. You know that?
I don't come under the toads.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. That is lovely. That is lovely. Well, you know what? This whole exercise says to us that beauty is not just what's painted on your toes. Right now, Kamaya's toes are painted blue, but it's what's built in your character. And there's a scripture that says that we are fearfully and
Wonderfully made.
finish it. Say it again.
We are fearfully and wonderfully made.
And I want you to make it personal and say I am.
I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
By whom?
God.
Ay, Kamaya, you know that scripture?
No.
So you're going to repeat it after. Say, I
I am
am fearfully
fearfully
and wonderfully
and wonderfully
made
made
by God. And go like this. Say, take a picture. Take a picture. Hey, awesome, guys. This has been an awesome edition of Elevate. And this is what we do every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, for 1 hour, we focus on our young people. And today was about how they feel about themselves. So this is where we sign off until next week. God bless you. Wow. Oh my goodness, guys. I still have a big smile on my face. This is Elevate, and I want you, if your girls did not get a chance, if you have young girls and they didn't get a chance to listen to this show tonight, I'm going to ask you tomorrow, being Teachers Professional Day, a lot of them are home. And you can just let them see if they would listen to it. Right? We don't have any editor. We would love if you're out there and you're an editor and can help us to take out this piece of it and just to put that up bites on social media to make it into smaller pieces. We'd be very, very happy if you could do that. But I see Mr. Strickland there. Good night, Mr. Strickland. You are muted.
Good night, Marcia. You said just now you have a smile on your face.
Yes.
I have a smile on my face. As a person said, if I didn't have 2 ears, my head would zip off. Um, you know, It
Why
is
is that?
so okay. It is so exciting to sit and listen and watch um our young people. These are our young people, okay? And so often we focus on the dot on that white page, not recognizing that hey, the dot is so small, but the white page is so large. You know what I'm saying? So I that's why when someone was saying they couldn't hear them, I had to say I can hear them. You know, you want what I'm saying? And I'm proud that these two young ladies made themselves available to share and be bold. You know what I'm saying? And therefore, you know, I don't know. I thank God for them. Okay, and for you, Marcia, in helping individuals to know that the Marcia V show is more than just what people may consider to be politics, but it's about life and education. It's about a whole lot, and I would hope that individuals would tune in, that they can learn something to share with their young ones. Okay, that's my take about what I just saw. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, I could see, I could feel your energy when you came in. You felt like a proud dad watching, and I think everybody did. And I want to thank everybody for all that they've done to make this a possibility. We still need more equipment. If you want to donate more equipment to us so that we can do a better job, we record every Saturday morning with the
Okay,
girls, and you can reach out to me. But Mrs. Strickland, I am going to let you go at it. I'm just going to move up the way, give you this space, and let you go at it. And we're going to do your section in part. Okay, so you're going to do
okay,
the first 15 minutes, and then we're going to have the young men. You're going to hear from the young men. The studio is going to have about 5 of them in here, live. 5 young men, and I know you want to hear them. So go right ahead for 15 minutes, and then we're going to do. Thank you for cooperating. Thank you
thank
so
you very,
much. Go ahead,
thank you
sir.
very much, Marcia. Okay, good night to the loyal opposition. Tonight, as much as I know that individuals have their questions for pensions, there's an area of national insurance that two areas that I want to focus on, and one of them is the same issue of pensions, but from the perspective of um, individuals who are self-employed, needing to pay contributions. Just last week, National Insurance Law launched its online payment system, but there's a section that was set up earlier, and therefore they are out in the community in certain areas. Unfortunately, it's during the day when some of the same self-employed persons are engaged in employment. But what I want Barbadians to know is that there is no entitlement to a non-contributory pension because you are a citizen of Barbados. Because each person who is gainfully employed, either as an employed person or a self-employed person, you are expected to pay contributions, so that while the employee pays contributions, well, the employer pay contributions on a monthly basis for the employees. Self-employed people can pay monthly if they want to. They can pay quarterly. They can pay yearly, because they have up to the 15th of January of the next year to pay for that year. I said that Barbadians need to know, because too often individuals report, make a claim for non-contributory pension, not knowing that they will be interviewed. It's not an automatic right. And therefore, during that interview, there are basically 2 questions that you're going to need to answer. And one, how were you, how, who was supporting you during the age 16 to pensionable age? Were you self-employed, or were you unable to pay because of medical reasons, and you would have to provide that information? So this is the thing I would want to share tonight in relation to self-employed persons, because in 2022, the actuarial study indicated that only 1 out of 8 self-employed people were paying contributions. And over the years, over the last maybe 20 or so years, employment has been shifted drastically from employment to self-employment. But what I want to share tonight is that of employment injury. Now, while we are familiar with injuries in respect of a fall, a cut on a particular day, particular time, and whatever else, there are occupational injuries which very often individuals do not make a claim for. Only recently, while in a doctor's office, he was indicating, because on the yellow form, there are 3 questions. One, was it an accident or bodily disablement in the course of employment? 2, accident not work related. 3, sickness. 2 and 3 are regarded for sickness for national insurance purposes. If number 1, if it's accident or bodily disablement, then you will need to indicate that. While at the bottom of the form, there's a question for the doctor to answer. If it is a workplace injury, as I indicated to that doctor, there is no way for a doctor to indicate that it was work related unless that individual was working for the doctor. Because anything that is wrong with some person could have happened somewhere else outside of the workplace. So therefore, I think it's an unfair question to doctors. But you have the opportunity, having received the form from the doctor, to indicate whether it was as a result of an accident or bodily disablement in the course of employment. Now, I would have had a situation there in 2023 where because of an accident at the workplace, one of the employees suffered a mental trauma. And therefore, I had to guide that individual, and I've guided other individuals whereby they made the claim for employment injury. Now, some of those some injuries are, as I said, a one-off occasion, but there are many employees in Barbados who work with chemicals, they work with dust, they work with noise, they work, with manual labor, which can contribute towards that individual being unable to go to work because of that situation. Now, in those cases, I would always recommend that the employee notify a responsible person in the workplace, and preferably if it can be put in writing, because very often when individuals have an injury, there is the front line, the immediate supervisor that it is reported to, but sometimes that immediate supervisor may not take it serious and therefore may not communicate it to HR. And as a result, if and when that employee seek to make a claim for injury, because every claim for injury, a report will be sent to the employer to verify, one, if they are aware of the injury, when or where did it happen, and if the person was authorized to be doing what they were doing. Because if the person was doing something, if there was a fight, for instance, in the workplace, and this fight was a personal matter between 2 persons, it will not be regarded as an employment injury, even though it happened at the workplace. So therefore, all injuries reported to national insurance by an employee, there will be the report that will go to the employer, and the employer is expected to fill that report out and send it back based on their knowledge of what transpired. Now, as I said, because individuals sometimes are told by the employer, they're told by other individuals that that is not work related. I would suggest that in all cases, if in your personal opinion, what is wrong with you is as a result of an accident or bodily disablement at work, then you should submit that claim, placing the employer in a position to respond accordingly. Now, if the employer indicates that they are not aware of it or it did not happen at work, then the employee has another option, and that would be to get two persons who witnessed the injury to provide written affidavits to the National Insurance Department, which National Insurance will consider in making a decision in respect of that injury. Now, I would want to suggest to any individual who is requiring a friend or just a normal workmate to write that affidavit, provide that affidavit, you are asking them to do a very hard thing. Because if the employer says it did not happen, the employer should never know that another individual indicated that they witnessed it, but that person may end up losing their job because they are trying to help you. So you're asking that individual to do a very hard thing. But I'm saying that it's an option that is available to that person who was injured to have two affidavits provided to National Insurance in respect of that matter. Now, for employment injury, while for sickness, for sickness, the percentage is 6 2/3%. For injury, the percentage is 90%. Now, there is no requirement for any employer to pay any employee for not even one day if they're away from work. There are contractual agreements between employees and employers directly or through a trade union, and those those arrangements differ from one individual, one company, one to another, including government. So that if the employer indicate that they will pay the employee while they're off for sickness or for injury, and the arrangement is that the employee will then return the check from National Insurance. That's an arrangement between two persons. Another employer may indicate, I'm not gonna pay you anything. When you receive your claim or check from National Insurance, you bring it to the employer and they will make up the difference. Another employer may indicate, we're not paying you at all. So that's where it stands now. What happens is that you have situations where employees are comfortable receiving their salary and forfeiting the sickness claim, the sickness check, because they are being paid 60 2/3%. But when it comes to injury, they want to hold on to their National Insurance check. But you've already entered an arrangement, so therefore, that's something that you would have to negotiate with your employer, because National Insurance will not be involved at all. Now, once the claim has been approved for injury, then it means that the employee can make a claim for both medical expenses and traveling. I did a lecture recently for some teachers, because tomorrow's Teachers Professional Day, but I did a presentation for school the last day of last term. Okay, when the children went off the Wednesday, I spoke to them on the Thursday, and they were told that if they're injured on the job, it's up to them. I said, no, if you're injured on the job, you make a claim for injury. Okay, so that for appointed officers, you will not be entitled to sickness benefit. A temporary officer is entitled to sickness and injury. The appointed officer can make a claim for injury also. while they cannot benefit from injury benefit and their salary at the same time, they should make the claim so that they can further make a claim for medical expense and traveling. Now, medical expenses would involve um, doctor fees. It would include if the person is if they are recommended by a medical practitioner to have acupuncture, then the acupuncture amount can be refunded by national insurance. The acupuncture, the person performing acupuncture cannot write a medical certificate because they are medical practitioners. But if a doctor recommends that the patient attend that person, well, then the person can make a claim for a refund of the medical expenses. Medical expenses would also include medication. Once the claim is approved, God forbid the person would say it struck in their eye and they had to get spectacles, well, then they can make a claim for spectacles. So if they lost a foot or hand, they can make a claim for the prosthesis. So any medical expense in relation to the injury that occurred, then that individual can make a claim. I said they can make a claim because when you've made the payment, you submit the receipt to national insurance, and national insurance will determine how much, if not all, of that medical expense will be refunded, both local and overseas, so that if the medical attention required for that individual is not available in Barbados, well, then the doctor should provide the individual with a letter indicating that the medical attention that they are recommended is not available in Barbados, so that you would seek approval. You would seek approval from national insurance before you leave. You should provide national with that letter before you leave, so that on your return and you submit that letter, the receipts, which should be your airfare and your medical attention, having had medical attention, and national will then consider how much, if not all, of that medical expenses. And traveling. If you are unable to travel alone, then the doctor should so indicate. But you will always have situations where there's an emergency accident whereby the person has to be airlifted, and therefore there's no time and opportunity to provide national insurance with that letter, and national insurance will take into consideration the fact of how the accident happened, and therefore they will make a decision accordingly. So,
Yes.
as I said, medical expenses is that, and then there's also traveling. So, if Marcia, I can come back in later to deal with the traveling, but I believe that there will be a lot of questions amounting to what I would have shared just now so far.
Yes, I'm seeing them in the chat, and I'm really hoping, please don't forget your questions. We are going to have, it's our plan. We're going to definitely have him back tonight. We might not have Mr. Victor Lewis tonight, Victor. We'll have to see. We're running a little late in the studio. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Strickland. And I know you will stand by. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you.
very much.
Yes. Well, folks, we are moving. We're moving. The speed of light, as they would say. So we're going into Shine Barbados, and this space that you see here is going to be filled with young men. And I just saw one of them. I screamed out because I knew him from so long ago, and it was so good to see him again. And he's doing well. Oh goodness, I'm so happy to see them. And Ramon is going to be here, and Jamal is going to be here with them for Shine, on behalf of Shine Barbados. But in the meantime, as we're setting up for them, I'm just going to ask Dave to go ahead, and he's going to show you some of the videos from Shine Barbados. So Dave, you can go ahead. In the meantime, folks, can you share for us? Share, and like and share. Very, very important that you do that. Thank you so much.
As a person, part of the Shine Barbados Tower Shore, and come to give a little piece of my talent is like a vision to the bone, this rock is my home. This is the kind of place that spiritual form for. You must come here and see it on your own. But make no mistake, for this into land of just sand and sea. But within our shores, you'll find people with the highest capacity. I mean, you're looking at one of them who's been blessed creatively, and although we come with a lot of audacity, they're just due to our natural tenacity, for people blessed by his highest majesty. With an accent so sweet, it just rolls off the tongue. Some people say it sounds like a song. Best place to hear is somewhere in town where you have a venison cucumber. $2 for a pound. Come up to George Auditorium. Big up.
I like your aura. The body explorer. It's a girl Shali, and I'll be performing at Shine Barbados Talent Show, bringing my debut single, Aura, to the stage. Come and support local talent. It's going to be an amazing show. Don't you miss it. Come feel the aura.
Eagle up on the mic. Y'all know when you hear that one, is the one and truly Eagle. And I can tell you about the Shine Barbados Talent Show. We're on the 30th of May at the George Street Auditorium. Tickets are $20, so make sure y'all come out and support us. And I want to just big up the St. Andrew Massive. Don't know when I gotta come out and support when the Eagle touch the stage.
When we touch on the road, mash up, 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 mash up. When we touch on the road, mash up, 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 mash up.
As a person, part of the Shine Barbados Talent Show, and come to give a little piece of my talent is like, I be to the bone, this rock is my home. This is the kind of place that spiritual form for. You must come here and see it on your own. But make no mistake, for this into land of just sand and sea. But within our shores, you'll find people with the highest capacity. I mean, you're looking at one of them who's been blessed creatively, and although we come with a lot of audacity, they're just due to our natural tenacity, for people blessed by his highest majesty. With an accent so sweet, it just rolls off the tongue. Some people say it sounds like a song. Best place to hear is somewhere in town where you have a venison cucumber. $2 for a pound. Come up to George Street Auditorium. Big up.
I like your aura. The body explorer. It's a girl Shali, and I'll be performing at Shine Barbados Talent Show, bringing my debut single, Aura, to the stage. Come and support local talent. It's going to be an amazing show. Don't you miss it. Come feel the aura.
Eagle up on the mic. Y'all know when you hear that one, is the one and truly Eagle. And I can tell you about the Shine Barbados Talent Show. We're on the 30th of May at the George Street Auditorium. Tickets are $20, so make sure y'all come out and support us. And I want to just big up the St. Andrew Massive. Don't know when I gotta come out and support when the Eagle touch the stage.
When we touch on the road, mash up, 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 mash up. When we touch on the road, mash up, 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 mash up.
True. Oh shit. Calypso as an art form was around long before rediffusion ever came to Bridgetown, before Colonel Oliver, Frank Pardo, Gary Jewsbury, before Alfred, Olga, Julian, Mitch, Vic, PG and Gorky, Kaiso, they used to support. Last year, one man proceeded to make sport, banning a song about Carol Roberts that wasn't right, but had the audacity to play the song on finals nights. They think that Bajans foolish when it comes to the media, firing a known broadcaster who sings calypso. I should know, using an appearance by the announcer, speaking of the judging night on Marcia Week show. So don't mind them integrity, don't mind them loyalty, don't mind them honesty, don't mind them. Dennis Johnson, John Doe, Maurice Norman, Alvin Topping, Carl Scott. Who do they think they are with such a defense? Ronnie revealed the truth. They were pressuring him ever since. Document after document was shown at the march. Information they had never made known. So sad, bad, mad, hurt and pain to see that voice of Barbados is a puppet of Port of Spain. What would Harold Hoyt say about this circus of shame, undermining his legacy, disrespecting Fred Gollop's name? They think that Bajans foolish when it comes to the media, firing a known broadcaster who sings calypso. I should know, using an appearance by the announcer, speaking of the judging night on Marcia Week show. So don't mind them management, don't mind them predicament, don't mind them embarrassment, don't mind them. John Marshall, Trevor Hollingsworth, Jeff Harris, Ralph Richards, Teddy Strong. Freedom of expression is a must. We have to fight against censorship in Barbados. Every citizen has a right to speak publicly without fear of victimization in this country. Thank God for the Admiral and CBC, NCA, Carter Shining Stars, for we to hear and see the popular song.
Good night. I am Ramon Goodman. I'm elated and humbled to be here on the Marcia Show. Actually, the segment Shine Barbados 246. Throughout Barbados, we're seeing so much negativity, we're seeing crime, we're seeing violence. Our guests tonight, they are the shining light of Barbados. We have some young men here tonight. Shine Barbados 246. I want to introduce you to the viewers. To my right. That is correct. Yes, please. Can you introduce yourself, my brother?
Hi, I'm Lucius the Lion, real name Lucius Louis. I also known as Lou the Bajan. I'm a spoken word artist and a content creator and live streamer.
Lovely.
Good night. My name is Rico King, also known as Scooby. See his name, School's Law. And I'm about doing some crossover music for you all this year.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Okay, for your advice, if you know, say up on Jamaica, I'm a bit right. All right. My name is Mark Howard, known as Doing Tree, that stage name. So I'm part of 246 Mystery, and we're here to do soca music, we do dancehall, we do everything. We're just passionate about music. Okay, so just look out for us.
And obviously we have Jamal Sandiford.
Yes, so you know Jamal Sandiford.
Yes, for sure. No doubt about it. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm here very pleased to be here as usual and have to give these young people a chance to actually show who they are and express who they are when it comes to culture and promote themselves on the talent show.
Yes, no problem. So Lucius. Lucius. Sorry, Lucius.
Lucius, yes,
Sorry,
please.
Lucius. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into the creative arts and so forth. Tell us a little bit.
Okay, so how I got into spoken word, I kind of accidentally fell into spoken word. So the story is, it was 3 years ago, 2023, Bears of the World, season 3. I remember, so the story was, I saw the poster the day of the audition, what was happening at the Chester Brewster Community Center where I live. So say that audition was like 5, I saw it at like 5:10. I went and asked a question. It's like, can I audition? It's like, yeah, sure. I walked into that studio with no plan. All I had was one sentence, and after I said that one sentence and just spoke straight from the heart, more like dramatic monologue, and they were impressed. I was able to go into the show, and then what happened is, because there was 2 other spoken word artists, that was Cindy Celeste and Carmen, they kind of just put spoken word under my title, even though I didn't really have that, and it was from there that is how I accidentally fell into spoken word. But during Beach of the World, I made it all the way to the semifinals, and then over time I got introduced to True Beach of the World Adrian Green and kind of became a mentor. Since then I have done NIFCA twice. I made it to the semifinals first time, and then the finals of the last time. Didn't get a medal yet, but we can get there.
For sure.
And
For sure.
I've just been working on my craft. I also do content and stuff like that, and for me, I wouldn't even call myself a spoken word artist. I call myself an artist who paints with words. So
excellent.
I for me, like, poetry is less of a performance and more a way to like process the world. So when for me, I use writing as a way to like process my emotions and stuff like that, and the end result of it is usually a piece that people find enjoyable. So then add some performance glitz onto it and do my thing. So that's how I kind of got into spoken word.
Excellent. I mean, to be honest with you, the best I can do with poetry is the cat sat on the mat, and that is all I have, right? So to go up there and freestyle, I mean, it takes a different type of mind, to be honest with you, right? Because I can't find any more words after the cat sat on the mat. To be
the
honest
cat
with
sat
you.
on the mat because he went on his back and he went back on the attack to get on track, something like that.
She was
I don't know, just a little like I'm not free. Okay, so just a little clarification. Freestyle, which is more of you come and figure out something on spot. It's not really my forte. I more sit down and write and go lines and stuff like that. I mean, I do want to get tap into my freestyling bag. I'm just not really there yet. Kind of, but apparently people is telling me that when they talk is this so you performance, like no, they say like you just talk like a performer and a spoken word artist. So I don't know, maybe it's just something about my aura.
Excellent. I mean, don't correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but I saw when I Show Speed came here, I saw you mental. It takes lots of guts to do that. How you felt in that moment?
Okay, so I guess I gotta give a little bit of context because I don't know if everyone that's watching who know I Show Speed and stuff like that. So I Show Speed is a streamer. He does something called IRL streaming, that's in real life streaming when you go on the streets and stuff like that. It's a big industry, and he is arguably the biggest streamer in the world. He has 53 million followers on YouTube. All his videos get millions of views and stuff like that. And he was doing a Caribbean tour, and Barbados is one of the stops. Now, I do streaming on TikTok. I do IRL streaming on TikTok. I say I'm basically the only person in Barbados kinds of does that. So here is the biggest streamer in the world in my industry coming to Barbados, gonna be in Barbados for a couple hours. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity. I had one goal and one goal only. Make an impression, not even really to him, but to the million viewers and stuff like that, because that's the introduction to people that realistically I'm not gonna have no chance. So my goal was to find a way to make an impression on the stream. Now I kind of got lucky in terms of the I just happened to be in the right place at the right time to see when he start. So I was actually able to be the very first person that he had the interaction with.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I had kind of planned to do a bit of poetry to kind of introduce him, which was also kind of because he didn't really understand me, but it's okay. He didn't understand most people in the Caribbean. But truthfully, when I had that first interaction, the way that it didn't went in my head how I would like to. I wasn't really happy about it, but I was like, okay, the stream's still going on. find a way to keep going. So I just keep finding my way to show up. And the fact that I was the first person that he interacted with and they keep showing up, he remembered me, that he even made a point in the chat. He said, how does this guy keep showing up? Like the chat, I think the itinerary got leaked. And it just, and it became a meme, and it had so much people laughing, and it's like, it was really good because what it did, it gave it, for the people that watch it, they may not remember my name, they may not understand me, but you know what millions of people know me as? You're that guy that keeps showing up at iShow stream when he was in Barbados. So it I'm not even I feel like I forgot what the question was. He just mentioned iShow speed, but
that's okay. No, how you felt in the moment. That's fine. How you felt in the moment. That's all right. That's fine.
Yes,
that's fine.
Yes, it was an amazing opportunity, and up to today I still got people that say, how you do that? And the official answer is I teleported.
Well, I saw a little clip with iShow Speed. He was actually trying to mimic our dialect, and he was like da 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 da.
I think that was,
you understand? And he really didn't understand a lot of what we were saying, but it sounded as though we were singing. That's how it sounded to him, right? So that was an experience,
which is actually kind of interesting because so I got I did TikTok and stuff for that. People that, especially like overseas that come to Barbados a lot, they say that I have a very commercialized Bajan accent that you can actually understand me. So the fact that he couldn't even understand me, he won't be able to understand someone, for example, like Bajan Farah that's like pure raw Bajan. So I just find that very interesting that a commercialized Bajan accent, he couldn't understand it. So that's the interesting point. But yeah, a lot of people do say that the Bajan accent sounds like he's singing, but the Bajan accent is music to my ears. I love it.
Boy, I love it.
I love it.
I love it. It's excellent. And I mean, where do you get your inspiration from in terms of your port?
Well, as I did say, poetry is very much a way for me to process life. So many of my pieces come from a place of, I feel like I'm going mad. And before I actually go mad, let me take the of in my head and put it on paper. So that has been historically where I get my inspiration from. Just you got your struggles in life, you don't know whether it is a breakup, whether it's you're struggling financially, whether you got some kind of problem employment-wise and stuff like that. I just take those struggles and I just compute it onto the paper for a way that it makes sense. But my inspiration overall, I would say right now, which is a bit more poignant, is the fact that I've been doing this social media thing for like 4 years at this point, and it has got children as young as like 7, 8 coming. I was watching on TikTok. Side note, TikTok, you're supposed to be 13. You're not even supposed to be on TikTok. But like, I got so much young children say, hey, look up to use an inspiration, all kind of things. So, and then what also gets me is have older folks that come, I see what you're doing, you got positive, keep it up and stuff like that. So what inspires me now is the fact that with so much negativity in the world, can it be a beacon of positivity? Can it be a beacon of light in the world full of darkness? That's my inspiration, to try to inspire people that look up to me and respect me.
Trying to find out how you can shine.
Yes. Shine, yes. Barbados 246, show my talents and all.
I mean, before we move on, right?
Yes.
I heard you mention streaming.
Yeah.
Just give me one barrier in regards to what is stopping being a local person from being the type of streamer iShow Speed. One
well,
barrier.
you tell me one, but I can give two, but because it's two different categories, stuff like that.
Of course.
There's the one that a lot of people talked about, the geo-blocking, like a lot of the features. For example, just YouTube, which is one of the biggest streaming platforms. We do not have access to the monetization program. Now, recently I learned that you can technically still earn money, but it's a little bit of a roundabout way. I'm not going to go in all the details and stuff like that. But the fact that we don't have access to a lot of the programs to allow you to earn money, that is one block. The second one is the fact that people don't understand it. So like someone would say, I want to stream. Oh, why you don't go and get a real job? That is one of the big factors, like a lack of understanding of the industry, the lack of understanding of the industry, a lack of understanding that it could be a fully fledged career is a problem, because then say someone is like 18, 19, they want to get into streaming, they don't got the support. It's like, what are you doing? All you doing saying, no, home, I'm playing games. Why you always on the camera talking? Go and find a real job. Go and play at the supermarket or gas station. Like I would say, so I say you tell me one, but technically is the problem with the geo blocking the features. is people don't understand the career and don't support, and even if they don't support, they actively pull you down when you're trying to build it.
Excellent. So it's a level of culture, how you socialize as well too. Right? Lovely. All right, so we just move on to our next guest, our top guy. Blessed love, man. How you doing? You good?
Yeah, good, man. Good,
all right. I guess you can repeat your name to the viewers.
My name is Rico King. Everybody know me as Scooby, but I switch it up a little bit. So I say his name is Scoob's Law, because I'm my favorite artist in Jamaica, Chronic Law. So I had to switch it up a little bit, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but about the competition, well, I used to dance. Everybody should know me from dancing. Reactive, Demolition Squad, Mystery Life Dancers. Yeah, we were the topic back then. So everybody know me from dancing. But last year was my first year. I just say I can try the music. My friend Mario, like he was in the crop over, so the year. So last year, I just say, man, let me just try the music, see how it goes. So last year, bad. So this year, looking into First Fit Mystery. You can check me on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere, every platform, YouTube. So you can follow. So this year, like I do some crop over and come to match at the place.
Yeah, I wishing you all the best in the crop over season. I've been told that you're in the tents. How was that experience like?
Yeah, well, let's say as last year, as a new artist, it'd be hard coming up and not the links and the stuff like that. So that's something that we were already working on. But this year with the tank, it was much better. Like getting the performances, like I be in the party morning competition to look up for two First Mystery, Sweet Soca and the Bashment Power Soca. We got Sony and Carry Come and Walk It Good. So look out for them for the party monarch. So like we getting more like performances, like more active. But yeah, this year should be a good year, man.
Okay. In terms of the inspiration, where music is concerned, the type of music you sing, where you get that from?
All right, for me, I'm more like, I think my power is more like in the dance hall, but last year was nice. So like I like the crop over vibe, like like hearing the beats and like I just feel nice, man. Like after last year, getting the performances and seeing people dancing and singing our music and stuff, like I like the feeling. So plus I get it from the dancing, so it bring back that stage vibe, Yeah, so it mix it up a little this year too. So yeah, the competition, you can look out for us. Yeah.
In terms of the transition from dancehall to soca music, you find it easy? It's difficult? How you find it?
Well, I would say it was easy because I like the dancehall, but I wasn't doing it. I wasn't like doing music at all. But I was just like met sport with the dancehall and never think about the soca. Like never even used to like a soca person. So the guy Mario, like we grew, he like made inspiration. So like he had a song before. So like I started to vibe with him and like then I met Dwayne and we was working together. So we met and they said we could do a track together and so it was a good vibe, man. So I like it.
Yeah. I found that there are some artists that transition well. You had Lil Rick. He was once a dancehall artist. Peter Ram was once a dancehall artist, and they've transitioned now into soca. I think Master T, he has a little song called Crop Hot. I don't know. It might be a soca song. It might be a soca song. Thank you. Might not, but I found that a lot of people. Chief Din, Chief Din. He was able to transition as well too. So I found that a lot of dancehall artists. Button bone with the two genres, which is amazing. It's really good to see that the Bajan artists now they're singing Barbadian dialect dancehall, and it's really doing its thing. Really doing its thing. You had Trinidad, it seems to be Barbadian time now to do what they're. I agree. And you don't have to sing in the Jamaican dialect. No disrespect, love the Jamaican dialect, but the Barbadian artists, they're now singing in the Barbadian dialect, and it's fantastic.
Everybody loving it. It's actually it's crazy right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, for the young artists out there, right? I know a lot of young artists that will want to know. You're ever nervous
when you started out in the music?
Me last year.
Nervous? I mean, generally. I mean, when you actually started out, were you nervous at any point in time?
The only thing I find myself nervous is if I know we know do a song and we gonna perform it and they go got my lyrics, but, from point. But other than that, like nah, it come natural, man.
It comes natural.
It had enough years of the stage and enough people and stello and TV outside and yeah.
Well, a popular artist, very, very popular artist, I will name the artist, but he says that every single time he gets on that stage or about to go on that stage, because when he gets on that stage, he's a different human being, right? But before he's about to go on the stage, he is nervous every time. And he was in the industry for years, for decades, So a lot of young people, I'm sure, would want to know how you calm those nerves and so forth before getting on the stage. I mean, it's natural to have nerves before you get on the stage, but then how to calm you down and just keep doing your thing.
My advice to that is first key, make sure you know your tongue to a T. That'd be first thing. Once you got your tongue to a T, and you go on that stage, just free up and have fun.
Yeah.
Want to have fun? Everything can come natural. The crowd, everything gonna flow. Everything gonna flow. Sometimes you'll be nervous, sometimes, but when you get on the stage, want to know what you're gonna do, and you gotta perfect your head. Everything else is flow, or the crowd is feeling. That's something I know from experience. Yeah.
Some people
enjoy what you do.
Some people said that what they do, one of the techniques they use is they focus on one person in the crowd, right? And they sing to them, or they have if you're about to publicly speak, they would speak or have a conversation, look at the person and have a conversation with that one person. Some people, they just look straight above the crowd, right? So, there are different techniques in which I guess you can use, but I know that is one of the challenges that the young people face. Well, entertainers in general, it takes so much mental strength to get in front of a crowd and perform your art. Don't care. It doesn't matter how many years you've been doing it. It takes a lot, right? So don't sell yourself short at all. I'm telling you, it is not easy. And just keep doing your own thing. No doubt about it. Right? Okay, we're gonna go now to Blessed Love and go down to the other young man, Mystery 246, other half.
No, it's not Mystery 246. It's
246 Mysteries. Thank you. I getting all the names wrong tonight, boy. Wow.
All right, I'll back to this now. I'm Mark Howard, known as Doing 3 Dot, part of 246 Mystery. I grew up in Jamaica. Been a while here in Barbados, loving the culture, loving the vibes, loving the people. And I say I love the accent. Oh God, I love that accent, boy. So big up to all like Barbados people. Real, true Barbadians. Okay. That's what I'm saying now. Come from a little small town in Jamaica known as Kingston.
Wow.
So doing music from a younger stage, growing up, playing music like drum instruments and fall in love with music. And so my family grew up in music. They are also choir singers and
of course.
So I just love music so I can train my voice to be like them.
Of course.
So start off with dancehall though. So you can also check my page and Doing 3 Dot on YouTube on any platform. I do dancehall music first. Then when I come over here doing some work, it's like I meet this guy Scoop. Was like I pause and I say like, you have a song that named Bartender. He was freestyling and I was like, boy, I like that style. I like that view. He was like, can't get on this beat, bro. But at a point, it switched to CARICOM. We do CARICOM first. It's like, I'm not stopping about that song Bartender. I want to do that song. So it's like, soca is just that give me a drive from dancehall, is give me a different vibe. So it's like I part dancehall for a while. Focus on dance and soca. So soca is like the new pathway that I see that's more comfortable with my voice. So it's a challenge though, but I like it.
Yeah. So Conscience,
Yeah.
he dabbled into a little soca as well too.
Yeah,
Um,
also Sean Paul.
Yeah, he dabbles in a
They-
lot of genres.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really dabbles into it. So again, just as I believe Scooby said, I hope I have the name right.
Yes, Scuba's Law.
Scuba's Law. Scuba's Law. Planet's Law. Scuba's Law. Right. It was an easy transition. For you, was it an easy transition as well? You would say?
Well, wouldn't say easy because it's a challenge.
Yeah.
To know you're coming from this
Mhm.
high beat to a faster beat.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I got to come out of my comfortable zone now. I got to go in this zone. So it's like it was a fun road to be along, but it's a really task. But after catching that master, oh God, can't stop.
Because that's all the BPMs are a little slower.
Slow.
Although the DJs hype up and raise the BPMs like nobody's business. There we go. It's gonna be extremely difficult. You mentioned in terms of getting up there and you're about to perform. How do you feel? How do you usually feel before and then when you get on the stage?
To be honest, sometimes I feel nervous, right?
Yeah.
But to get over that nervous, I take a deep breath, close my eyes, commit to what I'm doing and that I'm going on. So it's like, okay, there's a million people out there. I got to perform in front of them and they don't know my song yet. I got to make them know this song. Okay, I'll come do this. These guys always make me be the first person on stage. Always. So I'm like, yes, I am nervous.
So you open your button all the time.
I got to be my team, Jerry. So once I am going out there with that energy, they're gonna come on with that energy. And it's all that.
Yeah.
It's all that.
You guys gel very well. You must I assume you guys must gel really well. So I assume you guys link outside of the music as well too.
Yeah,
you guys link a lot outside the music.
Yeah,
brothers,
blood brothers, but we have brothers.
And I assume that helps.
Reason, vibes, party. We are family.
That helps.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
that really does help. So if you're doing a song with a person, get to know the person background, how he think, how he's operate. You know, that's I don't know, but that's a part of our culture. We like to study people.
Yeah.
Study body language.
Yeah.
Everything. So I guess everybody understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Well, you mentioned studying people and so forth and analyze people.
Yeah.
When I went to Jamaica, I realized that the Jamaicans they stare at you really hard.
Yeah.
You know, they really focus in on you. So I wonder if that was what was going on when I was in Jamaica.
Like,
oh, I see.
Not in a bad way.
Okay.
Sometimes in a bad way, but
sometimes
most why we just try to study, wonder if this person is a good person or is a bad person. Because Jamaica, honestly, is a rough place to be, but it's a nice place to be.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Before I actually went to Jamaica, people were warning me this and that, and when I went to Jamaica, I did not even hear someone elevate their voice in Jamaica. You know, and it was in Kingston.
Wow.
I was in Kingston.
Kingston
so
is a nice place.
yeah, but it is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
He mentioned the dialect of Barbadians. You understand as well most of the time?
Not most of the time. So I say it's a language that I'm trying to adapt. So to be honest, I know about 75%. Because I can really like slow down people talking in my mind. I don't know if nobody else can do that.
Yes.
But I can.
Lovely.
So I try to understand people around me. I said I try to study.
Of course.
Yeah. So
of course.
And adapt to what's going on around.
Yeah.
I got a question for you too.
Yeah, of course.
Earlier when I was on the
man.
phone call,
Yeah.
and you asked me to repeat, you were comfortable with how I responded after you asked me to repeat, or
Honestly, I laughed. Honestly, after the phone hang up, I was like, what?
it's surprising I fully out.
Yes.
Well,
So honestly, sometimes I don't understand, but to understand, you got to ask questions.
Of
What
course.
I say. Repeat. What do you say? Understand? You can't just yeah, man. I don't understand what you said. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Correct.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And to be honest with you, I remembered when I went to Jamaica again, as I told you before, and sometimes they're speaking and so forth. They're speaking to me sometimes, and I don't understand what they're saying, but I'm a little ashamed to keep on saying, pardon me, pardon me, pardon me all the time, to when I just say, you know what? Okay, no problem, right? And that is dangerous, huh? That is dangerous because they can be saying something.
I would say dangerous because Jamaica is the only place that speaks patois.
Yeah.
If I say, well, yo, wagwan, you know what? They're around the corner, they come meet me around the corner, pick me up. You maybe not understand, but it's like Jamaica is like street code.
Yeah.
They're all talking codes.
Yeah.
So in the knowledge, to best to understand them, ask them many questions you want.
Of course.
To understand them.
Of course.
Just like how I want to understand, I'll go ask a question.
Yeah. We can shift gears just a tad bit here, right? I want to ask, talk there here with poetry. Right. I want to ask you, see some, obviously, violence and so in Barbados, right? And just like for one of the reasons that, they're finding some struggles in regards to monetization and streaming and so forth. If you were to point out one reason violence is the way it is, what reason you would point out?
I mean, there are so many reasons, but if I had to point, there are so many reasons, but if I had to point out one word, hopelessness. A lot of young people feel hopeless. They sit down and and all these things, you can look at it black and white, but when you get closer, you realize there's a lot of shades of gray in between. We live in a world where you can sit down on your phone and watch atrocities happening all across the world. Excellent. You could sit down on your phone and watch corruption happen in all different countries. You could sit down and watch someone that is half your age making 10 times the amount of your income. There is an information overload and a deficit in opportunity. So when you can sit down and then you can make it more visceral. I was 25. I show Speed is. He got millions of followers. His sponsor literally sponsored him a whole plane for the Caribbean tour. When he talking money, he's talk tens, but he does two comments he talking about. He's not talking about $10. Correct. He said, how much for that? 20. He's not talking about $20, no. He's talking about 20 million. These people dealing in double commas. You got a job, you got your opportunity is to go and find some job where the supervisor treating you like crap, and at the end of the week, you barely made a little $300. Quarter of that goes to bus fare alone. You at home, you got to, as soon as you get a job, you got to come and help pay the bills. And then even if you don't go do all that, chances are you have to borrow money from somebody to be able to survive. You make $300, $200 got to go back to money that you spent like 2 months ago. Like hopelessness. You ask for one thing, it's hopelessness. There's so many different things that you could borrow to, but if I have to say it's one thing, it's just this hopelessness where you feel that you can't get out, and then you're able to open your phone and see people just bawling. It's hopelessness.
Well, there's some light at the end of the tunnel, as I mentioned here now tonight. People, we can shine tonight, light at the end of the tunnel, there's a lot of hopelessness, as you mentioned. I would have mentioned that on this show before, and it's amazing that you were able to just summarize, the whole thing, and actually solidify the point that I made. I believe that the young people, in regards to the light at the end of that tunnel, there's none. It doesn't seem that way.
But I want to make the disclaimer all the time. There's no excuse for crime and violence.
Oh
Right?
yeah. Crime is the easy option out.
Mm-hmm.
Not the right option. Definitely not the right option.
Yeah.
But it's the easy option though, because when you gotta sit down and be like, all right, I can go and get a job, I gotta go and spend 40 hours a week to make $300, or I could go and risk something, spend 5 hours and come out with $500 from someone. It's the easy option. But what happens with the easy option is it may be easy, but it's a very expensive option.
Yeah.
Because you make $500 there, but if you go and get arrested, 10 years down the drain.
Yeah.
Or more.
Yeah.
Like sentence. Or even worse, like say if you're gonna do something and someone defend yourself and you lost your life.
Of course.
So it may be the easy option, but it's the more expensive option. But then what happened is, especially when it comes to a lot of young people, they can't think past next week.
Yeah. So comparison is one thing that's happening as well too. You can go on your phone and you see a young man making at 21 years old. He is making millions, and you, as you mentioned, you go do that 9 to 5, and you scrape at the bottom.
You could work 9 to 5 for 40 years and don't make a single million.
Yeah.
And he waking up and get a phone call, 20 million in his bank account.
Yeah, amazing. At School's Law, got the name, right? Cheapest. Beautiful. Yeah. Well, so I'll just ask you the same question. What are your thoughts in regards to what is making the young people, not only young people in general, it appears that people are angry for some reason. We become now a fairly violent society. What do you think is happening?
I think you were just about to mention it actually. To be honest, I think is what's going on worldwide. I don't know if people realize it, but it's like what's going on worldwide. Like coming everywhere piece by piece by piece. So for example, like the whole gang thing, 6, 7, 9. Like when they hear these things, it'd be like, you understand, like 6, or you understand. So it's like people got a point to prove.
Yeah.
You understand? Like a lot of people got a point to prove, and they rap this thing and rap this thing and the other. Then if this body do this and he know the thing that he don't look good, so he whole team. So it's like proving a point. I think the gang thing going crazy. That's one of the main things I think.
Of course, indeed.
What a lot of people don't understand is when you feel a hopelessness, a gang gives you hope. They give you family. They give you community. They give you someone to actually look out for you.
Support system.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I just want to, it's your point. I don't want to.
No, excellent. No, it's a conversation. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Earlier, like it may be easier, you understand, but still not easier.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's like it's a risk. I think it's a risk, and then really back to what you feel like people got life hard. People willing to take the risk. You understand? Because it's like when some people don't want to take the risk, it's like life's so hard, it's like you know what I mean? So like people forced to take the risk.
Yeah.
So it's like
the funny thing about it is even, I saw a little guy, he's about I think he's about 9 hours. No, he just entered secondary school. And he's talking about 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. I thought he was counting. No, I know what it is. But I told myself that he really can't be meaning 6 and 7s and so forth.
That's what it is.
That's what I'm saying. They said I hope he was counting, but I know what is up there, what is going on.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Obviously, we hoping.
I don't mind you have it and like the music thing, or
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't mind that type of way, but
I'm just slang, but
but
because
it's crazy. It's going way past that. And then that we mentioned, like it coming from all over.
Yeah.
It's like a infection. You know what I'm saying? Like it just spreading. You understand? Start there, start here. Then this body won't do it. So yeah, I think that's a big thing that's going on right now.
And the reality of it is that some people would say, it's the music. Right?
Yeah.
What I would say is that I also listen. I listen to Master T, I listen to Chronic Law, and so forth. And I am not going to take up a gun and go and shoot anyone like that, right? So it's different. It's other factors as well. Other factors.
I don't blame the music.
Yeah. Go ahead. Oh yes, we have a
This
conversation.
is a low pet peeve of mine when
Yeah.
it comes to people who want to blame the music.
Mhm.
Music isn't the cause of it.
Yeah.
Music is a result of it.
Mhm.
Because the people that singing these songs about guns and gun, like that's all they know, you know.
Some of them. Yeah. Some of them.
Shows do the same thing. Movie do the same thing. Right?
Yeah.
So why didn't they say the movie should be banned too as well?
Yeah.
So it's not really that, it's just the mindset of the individual person and the heart that they have.
Yeah.
If it's corrupt, God help them.
Yeah. Of course. As I always say, I listen to beat up PLN music too. Music, yeah. Bum, 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 bum.
Sometimes
I want bad.
It just give you a vibe.
Yeah.
But it's not telling you so you've got to do that outside the street. You're gonna get yourself in problem.
Correct.
And what I've been hearing as well too, the narcotics aren't normal. No, the drugs aren't normal. It's not, the usual thing. They have gone to different heights. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Right.
An easy way to look at it. The phone you got in your pocket or you're currently watching this on right now is more powerful than the device that sent people to space in 1970 something.
Yeah, of course.
Technology is moving up.
Yeah.
The scientists create the technology. You don't think the scientists doing the same thing for these substances too?
Yeah.
That's what's happening. That is literally what's happening. They are finding a way to make it more potent because more potent, more people use it, more money.
Of course. Well, we're all creatives here, right? Me to a lesser extent, with my cat sat on the mat.
At least you're honest.
Yeah. But I found that in terms of the influx of music, there's so much music out there, right? A hit doesn't last as long as it used to. I don't know if it's just me. And Jamal, I know you're a DJ. I can come to you. Don't worry. I know the people need to know that you are creative as well too. Don't worry. I can come to you. But dealing with the talent now, right? What do you guys think about the fact that you can now go on your phone? I know before you had to wait on the DJs for a new rhythm, or the actual dance or artists had to give the person a vinyl or something like that. Vinyl, thank you. I call in all the names wrong now. But before, I found that a hit song would last a little longer in the entertainment space. Of course. Yes, of course. Yeah.
So this is a bit in my sphere because this is directly connected to the world of content and social media and stuff like that. Is the fragmentation of the media diet. So let's look at 25 years ago. Everyone watches the same TV channel. Everyone listens to the same radio. So what happens is if a song go viral and people play it on the radio or you see the music video on TV, everybody watching it. Which no, anybody in their bedroom could come post something on video and have their own audience. People are not watching the same thing. People are not listening to the same thing. But I would argue, and this is one of those nuanced issues. This is a positive thing. Because people that would have never had the light up there
we go.
They got the audience. Yes, you may hits may not last as long because not as much people know it's a hit, or then there's more music coming out because the technology, like before, if you wanted to record a song, how much $1,000 you gotta go to pay an engineer and stuff like that, you could find the tools for free. It may not be as good, but it has been democratized. The making of music has been democratized. The having the audience been democratized. You don't need to go and wait on the DJ for your song to be heard.
Of course.
Build your audience and your 1,000 people that are watching and listening and stuff like that. Obviously, there are always goods and bads when it comes to societies. Like let me give an example to make thing. People that went back in the day when transportation was only horses, people will argue, "Oh, the cars, everybody losing jobs, like all these things." But it's just a sign of the times. We have evolved. Technology has evolved. There's a new normal. Is about how do you benefit from this? Because yes, there are downsides of me moving from horse to car, but there are a lot of upsides. So I just believe that instead of looking at it, oh, this is not how it is. Like, how can you personally benefit from the times changing? I can stop there because I can literally talk about this specific thing for an hour.
No, fantastic, excellent.
No, you brought up a point, and I can strengthen it now, right?
Excellent.
I studied something called cultural ecology. And what you did there is actually a breakdown or a slight breakdown of cultural ecology. You went back to talk about the way that entertainment was processed back in the day. And I'm going to add to that statement. Part of the reason why music or hits, as you say, don't last as long is because the gatekeepers are no longer strong in gatekeeping. Think about it. The broadcasting stations, like let me say, for example, CBC. And then you had the radio stations. Once upon a time, they were the only curators of music. So what happens, or what that means, is that you can hear music in the cars. You have to go through the radio station. You can see somebody music video on CBC. You had to go through CBC. But not now, because now they have social media. It has been introduced, integrated at this point throughout the actual social society. You never needed, you no longer need to go through these channels. So what that does is, I guess, you put the opportunity to be exposed to the world. You could go and you could post a song now, get some money and do a boosted post, and you could, 1 million people could see your song. You know, you can't guarantee that 1 million people can hear your song. People to not knocking any radio stations, but if to 92.7, there's no guarantee, right? But this way you could guarantee. So what's going to happen is, with this opportunity here, anybody could release a song. So there's way more artists. The interest of the demographics have shifted, and they will continue to evolve. So that is my perception of why a hit doesn't last as long as it used to, because there's so much more parameters in place than it was before.
And one final thing.
No. Go ahead. You're having a conversation. Love it. Now
that he said that, it brought one of those advantages that didn't exist before. Direct communication with your fans.
Correct.
Direct relationship with your fans. No, you could be an artist and be like, and here's something you but a bit more me. The idea of an independent artist didn't exist probably like 3 decades ago. You could not be independent. No independent artist on some level rule the world. Yes. So like, as an artist, you could be like, hey, independent. You may not be get everything, but the people that listen to you, you may have one person that, let's just say, he got big money. He's a trust fund baby. He like your music so much, he could support you. Before, you would need like 10,000 people to support you. Now you need just 5 super fans, which did not exist before. And it's a deeper connection. You can be an artist and be like, you know what, I can do a meet and greet for my artist, and people will come out. It allows you to have a relationship with the people that enjoy your music, and not forced to have a relationship with the people that just trying to make money off of you making the music and being the middleman.
Excellent. Now, my question is, in terms of these standards, now, I love the evolution of music. I love it, especially dancehall. Right? My question is, in regards to the amount of platforms now you can set the stage and actually put out your music out there, right? Distribute. Thank you. That doesn't lessen the quality of music.
Yes, it does, but it's a good thing. Let me say that way. It's gonna lessen the quality, but the nature of how much quantity there's going to be.
Quantity. So it's gonna be.
It's just a simple thing of, if only 100 songs get released in a year, a percentage of that can be good. But if you go from 100 to 10,000, the amount of songs that are going to be absolute trash is going to go up. But I feel this is a good thing, because it forces, and again, force is not a very strong word, but I can use it here. It forces the artist that's serious to work on their craft. Because when you do work on your craft and stuff like that, and it's good, you can look so much better, because there's so much trash out there. So I believe it's a good thing with the quantity, because quality, once you have proper quality, and this is a nuanced situation, because there are some songs that are not quality that just happen to go there. That's social media, but that's not the discussion here. Stuff like that. It's about, if you want to do this as any kind of artist, do it for the love of the craft first, and everything should come after.
Excellent. Now, I don't know if you guys would have noticed, right? There was a period of dancehall when singles, rhythms became a little backburnish. They were on the back burner. Rhythms. Putting songs in rhythms, right? And I love the rhythm aspect of that. So when you would have a rhythm and many people, many artists would obviously voice on that rhythm, right? I love that aspect. It has come back. Russian, he would have brought it back, right? He would have brought it back. But there was a period of time where that went on the back burner. Rhythms weren't coming up. And I love the fact as well too, soca, in regards to the soca arena, rhythms, that's a thing now. Right?
Yeah,
That's a thing now, right? Yeah, it's starting to be a thing now, right? Pardon me?
Which is the booyang type rhythm. Them
Well, there we go.
I
There we
I
go.
love
There
those
we
type
go.
rhythm.
There we go. There we
It's
go.
is more in Russian, those type of rhythm. You know,
Different energy.
yeah.
What I'm gonna ask you in Jamaica, and you love soca. What is the reaction you will get in Jamaica? Is it that big in Jamaica?
Well, soca is not 100% big. It's like about 30% of Jamaica who follow carnival. So, but when my friends and my fans hear me do soca, is like they was like, "Wow, you are very talented." So it's right now I got Jamaica moving to this Caribbean thing. Is like soca is the now leading thing for Caribbean right now.
Oh yes, soca
Right now, because dancehall is more overpopulated right now. If you find yourself going to dancehall as a good artist, you'll be drowned. Because the big artists, them like, no offense, but Vibes Cartel, Movad, and all the top big artists, if you don't have a link with those top artists, you're nothing to dance at. And that's very bad. So when you try to do soca and try to bring soca above dancehall, there's a gateway for dancehall. It's like everybody under dark shadow right now. Which is the leading thing in the Caribbean right now? Dancehall.
Yeah, indeed.
Reggae. Reggae is not different categories.
Oh yeah.
Right? But we're talking about dancehall right now. Dancehall is more overpopulated, that's what I said. It's hard to be a pound artist in dancehall. That's why you can't get a hit from Jamaica or overseas. Anybody who try to do dancehall is like they're trying to do a many different craft. Right now they're mixing dancehall with trap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, whoa, what are we gonna do next? We're gonna do souls with trap and dancehall.
I believe that guy that teamed up with DJ Mac, the W White.
Oh,
yeah, rhythm. That's some trap in there.
Yeah,
because he showed us how he built the rhythm, and so definitely some trap in there. But they try to put trap in most of the things, rap and everything. Trap is in, trap is in everything. And I'm surprised that trap never really caught on, like real raw trap. Never really caught on in Barbados. From what I can remember,
right?
Yeah, from what I can
remember, one
remember.
of the fourth or the second highest
Yeah.
music industry. But nothing can beat souls. Nothing can beat the R&B souls.
Yeah. No, especially they have R&B effects and stuff like that.
Those things touch the mind and the heart. So it's like it cannot pass that.
Yeah. I don't know, the time continues to wind down, right? But I want to ask one other question. In regards to timeless hits, I'm talking about timeless hits. Will we see those as time goes on? Timeless hits, you guys think? Timeless. I'm talking about timeless. You see how you got Whitney Houston, and you had Mariah Carey and Michael Jackson and those
people.
Well, we got plenty of songs that's gonna be remembered, but I don't think we'll find it yet. We're working on the craft.
Well, you guys gonna be remembered, huh? For sure. You speak it into being. So we talking Shine Barbados 246. Why Shine Barbados 246?
Why Shine Barbados?
Yeah, what about it attract you?
Well, it's a new vibes. So I love in the new vibes at all times. So to make it short and sweet, Barbados is a place to be shined. It's a nice place.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Beautiful.
You.
Yes, sir. Why shine Barbados? 246.
Well, I heard about it through our group chat. So when I saw it, and then we was doing the little session.
Of
We was
course.
speaking about it. He would say he was gonna do it. So it's so interesting from there. We spoke about it. So then when I saw it in the chat, it was like interesting. Like got talent, so it's like you could come with anything. It's very interesting. And I always wanted to perform on that stage for some reason. Because when I used to dance back then, they had a competition in there that I think Yellow Tape won. George or the term when I always remember. I think that was the year I think I don't start dancing. It's just a memory, so I always wanted to touch that stage, to be honest.
There was another gentleman that danced with you guys as well too. I cannot remember his name at all. But he's always on oysters. I don't know if he danced.
I know you mean. I can't remember.
Casper.
Casper. I know that Casper. That was the age of dance.
And that, bring back everything, because that was the year in Casper and a guy named Polly Dan. They got Polly Dan. When they had the head-on-head clash, I think it was Tycoons versus the squad. So it was like no coming out in that thing. So I always wanted to touch the George Street Auditorium, to be honest.
Where is the game?
George Street Auditorium.
All right. Lovely. That's the top guy. Yes.
Well, I like to keep things authentic and real. As a spoken word artist, there's not much places to earn some money. So if I saw a talent show with a money prize, I say, you know what? Let me go and show my talent. But obviously, I do enjoy the performance and stuff like that. But why shine Barbados? Y'all supporting artists, because we artists, especially in the spoken word space, money a bit tight. So you know what? If I can perform and have a chance to make some money, that's a win-win. Hopefully, I actually win the money, so it could be a win-win, but it's still a win.
Excellent. I love it. Well, I want to hear from the organizer. For sure. Why shine Barbados?
Well, for me, Shine Barbados is just a place that helps curate young minds. We give you the chance to shine. Each and every one of these individuals that I made it here this evening, right, has a unique skill, a unique gift, and they believe that that is where we would get the chance to see it. We're creating an opportunity where young individuals and even older individuals too get that chance to showcase who they are and gain an opportunity. Because too many times, I will say this openly, too many times young creators are exploited. Too many to hear. Some artists will tell you perform, some DJs will tell you to perform, and at the end of the evening you get a little tap
on the back.
You get a little tap and hear my thanks for, But I understand what they go through. We their time, we value their craft, and we're giving them the opportunity to be who they want to be, because you never know what could happen. This could be on CBC, this could be on your nation, and next thing you know, for Carpova, bookings. Next thing you know, for some plan of government, they come across Lucius and realize, you know what? Maybe he's good enough. Maybe we can actually use him for so and so, and actually pay him as well for his skills, because too often times, as I said before, they're exploited. So that is just one or a few reasons why Shine Barbados. But the rescheduled date is May 30th. So come out, tickets are $20, at the door be $25, and support this local talent. Continue to encourage them to do what they're doing so they could become their best version.
Lights at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
All of you. I am so happy that you guys would have taken the time out of your busy schedules. I know you're going to get to some rehearsals and so forth. Of course, but I want to thank you very, very, very much. You guys are the lights. Positive young men, man. Top gun, man. Serious. Well. We can talk some more, huh? We can talk some more. But it has been, of course, it has been an absolute pleasure, young man. I want to thank you in advance, and I wish you all the best where the show is concerned. I know we're going to bring down the house, for sure. When they're going to bring down where? George Street, Auditorium, 30th of May.
Get there.
No. Yeah. At this time, I'm going to hand back over the show to Marcia Weeks. Marcia, I want to continue to thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, viewers, very much. Good night.
I be to the bone. This rock is my home. This is the kind of place that spiritual form for. You must come here and see it on your own. But make no mistake, for this into land of just sand and sea. For within our shores, you'll find people with the highest capacity. I mean, you're looking at one of them who's been blessed creatively. And although we come with a lot of audacity, they're just due to our natural tenacity. For people blessed by His highest majesty. With an accent so sweet, it just rolls off the tongue. Some people say it sounds like a song. Best place to hear is somewhere in town where you have a Venison cucumber. $2 for a pound. Come up to George Auditorium. They got.
I like your aura. The body explorer. It's a girl Shali, and I'll be performing at Shine Barbados Talent Show, bringing my debut single, Aura, to the stage. Come and support local talent. It's going to be an amazing show. Don't you miss it. Come feel the aura.
Eagle up on the mic. Y'all know me, hear that one is the one and truly Eagle. And I can tell you about the Shine Barbados Talent Show. We're on the 30th of May at the George Street Auditorium. Tickets are $20, so make sure y'all come out and support us. And I want to just big up the St. Andrew Massive. Don't know when I gotta come out and support when the Eagle touch the stage.
When we touch on the road, mash up, 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 mash up. When we touch on the road, mash up, 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 mash up.
As a person, part of the Shine Barbados Talent Show, and come to give you a little piece of my talent. It's like I be to the bone. This rock is my home. This is the kind of place that spiritual form for. You must come here and see it on your own. But make no mistake, for this into land of just sand and sea. For within our shores, you'll find people with the highest capacity. I mean, you're looking at one of them who's been blessed creatively. And although we come with a lot of audacity, they're just due to our natural tenacity. For people blessed by His highest majesty. With an accent so sweet, it just rolls off the tongue. Some people say it sounds like a song. Best place to hear is somewhere in town where you have a Venison cucumber. $2 for a pound. Come up to George Auditorium. They got.
I like your aura. The body explorer. It's a girl Shali, and I'll be performing at Shine Barbados Talent Show, bringing my debut single, Aura, to the stage. Come and support local talent. It's going to be an amazing show. Don't you miss it. Come feel the aura.
Using an appearance by the announcer, speaking of the judging night on Marcia Week Show. So, don't mind them. Management, don't mind them. Predicament, don't mind them. Embarrassment, don't mind them. John Marshall, Trevor Hollingsworth, Jeff Harris, Ralph Richards, Teddy Strong. Freedom of expression is a must. We have to fight against censorship in Barbados. Every citizen has a right to speak publicly without fear of victimization in this country. Thank God for the Admiral and CBC, NCA, Carter Shining Stars, for we to hear and see the popular song destined for the crown. Thousands of Barbadians, home and abroad, still believe it win hands down. Silence, we cannot condone. We must protect the power and the privilege to protest on the microphone. Send a message loud and clear to Noel in Fontabelle. Don't play the fool this year. They think that they're just foolish when it comes to the media. Firing a known broadcaster who sings calypso, I should know. Using an appearance by the announcer, speaking after judging night on Marcia Week show. So don't mind them, calypso, don't mind them. I had to let them know. Don't mind them, can't go down, so don't mind them. Carson Small, St. Elmo Walker, Shell Harris, Sam Wilkinson, Tony Contia, Eric Nurse. Thank you.
All right, that is the announcer 2026. You all, I am telling you, listen, you have to go out and support the announcer. You have to go out and support. I can't wait. But listen, as soon as he's in the tent, Ronnie, if the announcer, you're listening, somebody said this song really sweet. Lovely, lovely. Wasn't it great to have these young people on tonight? Really wonderful. How many of you are planning? You say, listen, I'm going to pray for those young people, those young men. How many of you will say, I will pray for those young men? How many of you? Who's going to pray for the young men? Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. You like the song? Yes, 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 yes. So what we're wanting to do is to give our young people a space. Just give them that space that they can express themselves. And that's really what we're trying to do here. We could come on and we could talk about all the young men that got killed. You saw how many were here tonight? You saw how many? There were 5 young men inside here tonight. But, we could sit down, as I said, somebody got stabbed and we can have a show and we talk about the person that got stabbed. And we can talk about the one that got shot. And we can talk about all these different things. But you know what? These are the real guys here. You see how they're trying to keep themselves out of trouble? Right? You see that, right? You see how earnest they are? They're getting into their music, into their craft. They understand what's happening in the streets and they don't want to get involved in that. Yeah? Yes, talented and ready. The announcer is on. Talented and ready to succeed. Talented and ready to succeed. And that's the whole thing, guys. That's the whole thing. The announcer, you're watching. So can you tell me exactly when is the first 10? Do you know that yet? Yes, the youngsters are awesome. Did you show the announcer? Please put your the show dates in the comment section, and we need to go out. We need to June 5th. Oh Lordy, listen, why we don't go together? Why we don't go together? We should get like we need to get the announcer shirt or something. Listen, we need to go to the tent. Can you put the tent dates for those who can go at the opening night? But it would be so nice if we could go opening night. What day of the week is that? What day of the week is that? I'm talking big. And it's going to be at All Saints Church. All Saints Church. And 8 p.m. 8 p.m. All Saints Church. That's June the 5th. You understand? That's the announcer is going to be there. And I think that the Marcia Week show, listen, we get mentioned in song. Well, listen, we're going to be rocking that song. I was just waiting to get the go ahead to play that song. And I got it this morning. So we're going to be playing it again Friday. I know we'll have a bigger audience on Friday. Yeah, it's a Friday. Yeah, it's a Friday. And and then the second week it's going to be at the Daphne Hackett Theater. Ah, okay, interesting. All right, so I'll get all the information for everybody. Hi, Mr. Strickland, you are back.
Please, I'm back. Okay.
Yes, what an interesting night. Interesting night. The young people, expressing themselves.
Precisely, and I'm glad that you are giving them a platform on which to showcase, their gifts and talents. And I would hope and pray that we will do more of that. Give our young people a platform on which to display, what the God-given gifts that they have. So to show others that, hey, you can do it also. Okay, I didn't have some of the opportunities that they had, and therefore, I believe it's important for me now to be one of those who are giving this generation that opportunity. Okay, now back to while it was off, there were some questions that were asked, and there was the question about individuals who have not paid enough contributions and they are not getting a pension, but there are those who never paid any but are getting a pension. Now, the non-contributory pension is not paid really from national insurance. When a person pay a contribution, there are breakdowns so that there's training levy, I think there's a health levy, and there's non-contributory, an amount deducted for non-contributory pension. Those monies are sent to the Treasury and the different ministries to finance what is done. So that as much as the monies are paid out through the National Insurance Department, the same way that this can't remember the name of it, this $100 that's being paid out right now through the National Insurance Department, that money is coming from the Consolidated Fund, from the Treasury, so that the working population, they make that contribution which goes into the non-contributory fund to pay those persons who are not in receipt of a contributory pension but were not gainfully employed.
Mm-hmm.
So that where there's the question about persons not having paid the amount of contributions, there's the question that they have to answer, and that is between age 16 and age 67, there are approximately 2,600 and some odd weeks. The problem is that there are a lot of individuals who are self-employed who choose not to pay contributions. When they are approaching pensionable age, they seek to get enough contributions, barely enough contributions to qualify. Unfortunately, with the change in the legislation where they move from 500, which was from the time of memorial, unfortunately, now that is at 590 in 2026, there are some were caught off guard. And the change in legislation should not have made a difference, because they should have been paying, if they were self-employed, for all of those years, all of those weeks. So they would not have needed to be, but for those persons like homemakers, individuals may call them housewives, persons who are, for whatever reason, could not work, they will get a non-contributory pension when they apply. And as a society, we must support them. But it's unfair for the working population to be paying contributions, non-contributory, to those who were self-employed, working for more money than the maid that is working for $300 a week, $200 a week, or whatever else. For some person who was a contractor, a lawyer, you want to say a doctor who chooses not to pay, you want to say, and then the maid is supporting them. It's definitely unfair. Okay, so I just wanted to answer that question that was asked in the chat, and I would hope that that was, well, I don't know if it would suffice the individual, but that's the law as it
Yes.
stands. Okay, Marcia?
Yes, thank you so much. There's a question here from DeVere Smith. He says, can Mr. Strickland explain fully the injury on the job scenario, especially when a teacher, for example, is wounded by a student whilst teaching a class? That's a good question there.
Marcia, that is a common scenario at schools in Barbados. A lot of teachers are injured, sometimes deliberate by students, but sometimes teachers are caught in the crossfire between students. Okay, so that, as I said earlier, while doing a lecture, and I indicated in relation to a teacher being hurt at school, they were surprised because they were told that if they're hurt at work, it's up to them. That is not true. Once you, in your opinion, what is wrong with you was as a result of an accident or bodily disablement at school, then you make the claim. So it's not only where a student injure a teacher, but if that teacher, by virtue of whatever they're using, equipment or whatever else, they develop carpal tunnel. If they're working in a sick building whereby the mold and whatever else affects their health, then they make a claim for employment injury, whether it's a teacher or any individual in Barbados. Okay, but you are the person that must initiate that claim. But as I indicated earlier, I would strongly suggest, if it is, but not with maybe it's an injury by a student, but if it is something which is developing, put it in writing, because the person that you speak to today, who is the principal, may not be the principal next term. Okay?
Right.
But there will be that paper trail there that you have made a report in relation to what, but we are very reluctant to put pen to paper because we are afraid it will come back to haunt us. You want the same thing? That is one of the challenge that individuals, engage in. They don't want to put pen to paper because, they believe that they'll be victimized or whatever else. But it's your health. Okay? And when you are no longer able to function and you have not made your claim, then the school continues, the workplace continue, and you are left, on the sidelines.
Correct. Wow. Thank you so much. Very well said, sir. Devere, again, another question. Remember, guys, you can go ahead, write the questions in the comment section. Are the persons who did not pay NIS now the beneficiaries of the cost of living allowance?
The cost of living allowance, once you are 65 years and over, and whether those persons who are contributory, non-contributory, for those persons who get the special, like person who have MS and so forth, they do not have to register because National Insurance would have a record that you are a pensioner with National Insurance. If you are a welfare pensioner, then you need to register with the National Insurance Department. Okay? So that they only recently I was made to understand that any individual who will be 65 by the end of March 2027 who is not gainfully employed should make the claim also, because originally I was hearing only you have to be 65 at present, but it was made to understand that if you are will be 65 by the 31st of March 2027, you should go and register. So I don't know whether they will qualify or not, but I would suggest that they go and register, okay? But for the question that was asked, if this person is not a pensioner because they're not 67 as yet, and they're not gainfully employed, that person should go and make a claim. And I am not certain if I know that at the National Insurance Office on Culloden Road, you can register there. I'm not certain whether the registration center at Spice Down at the public library is still open, but for certain, the one in the National Insurance Office is still open. How long it will be open, I can't tell you that either.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I know there was, as we wait another questions to come in, there was another area that you wanted to touch on.
Right.
And we
And that was
we
it.
have it's 13 minutes. So go
Okay.
ahead until a
Okay.
question
Okay.
comes
Right.
up.
A question comes now. There's the whole issue also of traveling, because once your injury has been established, I would have indicated in respect of medical expenses, but also traveling. And there are basically 4 areas of traveling that you can make your claim. One, as I said earlier, if you are traveling overseas, then you can have a refund of your airfare. Okay. Now, if you are taking public transport that are minibus transport board, then we know that it's a standard 350, but to access medical attention, you may need to take 2 buses to and 2 buses back. So you will claim that will be $14 for that one trip. If you are using your private vehicle, you would have put your um, from the form as from and to. So if you're going, say from St. Lucie where you live to Belleville, because a lot of the medical facilities are in Belleville, then National will use the Google map to determine the distance, and therefore to and fro. So if the total distance is say 60 kilometers, 30 and 30, then you are paid 150 per kilometer. So basically you are being paid $90 for that one trip if you're using your private vehicle. Okay. If you are traveling by taxi, then you need to provide a receipt from a registered taxi owner, because nationals would have a list of all taxis in Barbados, registered taxis. The amount must also be relative, because, for instance, from St. Lucie to Belleville, maybe say $100. Okay, excuse me. So that once you provide that receipt, $100 going, $100, because the license authority has a tariff on taxi fares from one location to the next. So once it's within that range, then you can have a refund of traveling also. And therefore, a lot of persons who are injured, the thing about it is that once you are injured on the job, then you can receive injury benefit up to 1 year from the date of the accident. So if the accident happened today, today's the 20th of May 2026, you would then be able to claim injury benefit up to the 19th of May 2027. If you are still going to be away from work because of that same injury, you would have to make a claim for what is called disablement. And this is where persons lose out big time, because you can receive disablement, either a disablement grant or disablement pension, and still continue to work. But you cannot be in receipt of an invalidity pension and continue to work. So persons mix invalidity and disablement. Disablement is as a result of an injury on the job. So after 1 year, you will make that claim. Now, if after making that claim, because the reason for making that claim, let me put it that way, is you will be sent to a doctor for the doctor to assess the percentage loss of your body function. So in respect of what that is, whether it's a mental injury, whether it is an occupational injury, or whether it's whatever injury, if you've lost, say, 1% the use of your body in that body part, then between 1 and 29, you are given a disablement grant, which is a one-off payment. If by virtue of the extent of your injury, the doctor gives a percentage of 30% or more, then you get a disablement pension, and therefore you would receive that pension for life. Even when you reach 67, you will continue to receive that disablement pension. So there are a lot of persons who are in receipt of disablement pensions and are still working. You want to say, I'm saying? That's the advantage of making a claim for employment injury. Okay, you want what I'm saying? And even though you might not have made that claim initially when the injury occurred, 4 or 5 years down the road, you are still suffering from that injury. You can still
Right.
make your claim for disablement at that present moment. Okay?
Really? Wow.
Okay? And that's why it's so important to have this information shared, you know, in wherever, so that, you know, actually, I was a bit heartened when I heard that the announcer, they're going to be performing at the All Saints Anglican Church. And, but no, I was, well, I was allowed to deliver the sermon at the same All Saints Church just recently. Even though I'm evangelical, it was for one of our church members, and I was allowed to minister there. But having had a conversation with Reverend Lowe, who is the minister at All Saints, he is making an arrangement for me to speak at their church, at that church, a Sunday morning on national insurance. So rather than, but Marcia, I'm a church minister, and there are 3 churches that I have spoken at a Sunday morning.
Yes.
For some of them, they sang one song, and I spoke the remaining of the church service. The members went home feeling 6 times better than if they had worship and had a message from the pastor, because they know the songs. Okay, so we have to come to a point to recognize. But I've also been to a particular church a Sunday afternoon. This church would have had about maybe 60 or 70 persons the Sunday morning, but the Sunday afternoon, only 3 people turned up. But I still did the same lecture that lasted for 2 hours. I still did my lecture because I was not going to allow those 3 persons who came to be disadvantaged because the other 59 or whoever else chose not to come.
Correct.
So I'm
Yeah.
just saying that church leaders need to and that's why I'm saying I applaud Reverend Lowe from the All Saints Church, because he is of a slightly different mindset to some of the other church leaders in Barbados, both Anglican, evangelicals, or any others. You can only come maybe a Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon, and at that point, somebody's not even the church minister will come to learn something. So I really want to applaud the All Saints priest for allowing that to happen, for the tent to come to his church. I really, I may try to get over there because I'm not very far from All Saints.
Really? So okay, yeah. I mean, I think that it'd be so nice, if we could just go and support the announcer. So we will more than likely make a trip of it that
Okay.
Friday night, and carry some of it if the producer of the tent allows us
Okay.
to go live from there and carry some of the footage and so on. I
Okay.
think that would be, but that's very interesting that the church finds it that so important that they would forego the preaching of the word to wow, that this is good. And so we are very honored to have you. So I was doing my very best tonight to make sure, because the people were telling me, where is you didn't let him come on. But when I'm in the studio, guys, please understand that we don't have a big staff, and if somebody is late or something goes over time, or it's very, very difficult sometimes to keep things running. And tonight, oh boy, we did all kinds of things tonight to make it happen. But I am so glad that we are very honored. We're very honored, Mr. Strickland, to have your presence here with us. It's an honor.
But Marcia, I think it's Hosea chapter 6, which says God's people are destroyed because of a lack of knowledge. And
Yes.
therefore, I really want church leaders in Barbados to do a reset, because their members are suffering for lack of knowledge on all kinds of fronts. They are very aware of the spiritual side, but when it comes to the financial and social and whatever else, they are very, very, poor on that. You want what I'm saying? And so,
Yes.
and I always say, Marcia, that some Sunday mornings, members sit in front of the minister and they do not hear anything the minister said because they are preoccupied with the fact that there's a benefit at national insurance or there's some other issue that they're struggling with. And
Yes.
therefore, the person is very distracted. So even though, the church leader, the minister who's speaking is impressed with what they're doing, not recognizing that that person tuned out every sense, okay? Because they are experiencing something else. So that once facilitate that, the person gets the answer. The next Sunday, they not only are more inclined to listen to you, but they have a different perspective of who you are and what church is really all about and what church is all about. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. And I've spoken on at different churches, whether it be Adventists or others, through the years, and I get the same result. A Saturday afternoon, a Sunday afternoon, probably any person comes out.
So the pastor said, "Well, you won't come out for it if it's a separate event. I'm going to do it on a Sunday morning." I love that, pastor. I think that is so important, and it's really because every time you come on, people are always glued into. Even when a young guy was in the studio here waiting, and I could tell he was listening to what you were saying. So I think that somebody said the unions should share this kind of information with their members. We're doing it here on the Marcia Week Show. Churches are doing it. The community is doing it. Mr. Strickland has made himself available, and we are so blessed to be able to do it. Any final words, Mr. Strickland? Let me just hasten to apologize to the viewers. We were supposed to have Victor Lewis, and looking forward to that. He and I had a brilliant conversation just in the work. We did not expect so many young men to come tonight. I was told it would just only be two, and so they came here, so I had to rearrange the place and make sure that they can be interviewed. So it's those kinds of things happen. So I saw he sent me a message and we are in communication. So I will apologize to him, and I want to apologize to you because I did advertise it. Okay, so next time. Any
Marcia,
final words before we go?
Marcia, we are always willing to give the youth of our nation preference. You want what I'm saying? Because very often they don't have those positive ones, don't have a voice, they don't have a platform. So I am always willing to step in if they're unavailable at last minute, but I'm always willing to step aside when you want to put them on. And my last thing would be a question that was asked in relation to the union. That's a matter of the membership, because the membership pay union dues.
Which one are you going to choose? Okay,
And they pay union dues. They should be demanding that the unions facilitate training sessions for them, because the union interfaces with the employer, and that's what I've been saying for years, that the unions, they take the dues and they hardly do anything for the membership, and that's the most I could say on that matter. Okay, but it was a joy really tonight to share, and Wednesday nights, as I say to you, with God's help, I'll make myself available, because Friday nights is youth service at our church, and I'm not a teenager, I'm a keen ager. I'm a keen ager. So
you're like me. You love the young
Yep. Yes. Okay. And therefore, anytime there's spot on Wednesdays, you call me, I will try to be accommodated. If it's a Sunday, also, Mondays, I'm not a Monday person. Weekends it can be too hard. But Sunday or Wednesday, I'll try my best. Okay. So have a pleasant night. I'm also to the loyal opposition.
Yeah, so that's good to know. When I have a lot of young people coming on the Wednesday, I know that, okay, I'll give you enough notice and we can switch to a Sunday. So that is good.
Exactly. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Thanks.
Somebody said, thanks, teenager. Thank you so much. God bless you.
You're welcome. Okay, thanks. Good night.
Say hi to your family. God bless
I'll,
you.
I'll do that. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Well, it's so good to have people like Mr. Strickland. We are so honored and blessed to have them. The Maxine McLeans, the Victor Lewis. We haven't had Mr. Glenn Murray in a little bit because he's working on a project. And everybody. We haven't had Rose in a long, long time. Dr. Ferdinand is going to be on Friday, and I'm sure Apostle Scanterbury will be on, and some, those who are available, etc., and scheduled, they will be on Friday, and then Sunday we are back at it again. We're doing our own investigation and everything on the show, but on Wednesday, we want to take some time out for our young people. It is very important that we do that. Let history, when it's written, remember that we did that. Very important for our young people. Okay. So I want to ask you to remember Gospel Fest. Gospel Fest is going to start this Sunday, the 24th. All right. And it starts off with a church service, and then it's an entire week of activities that they have. And so it'll be important that you go out and support Gospel Fest. Go out and support Gospel Fest. But we're going to have the excursion on the Sunday, the 31st, and we're going to have an amazing time on the bus. Listen, I'm going to make some Jamaican festivals, man. I'm going to cook some Jamaican food and everything and travel with it and share with everybody. I'm inviting you to come on out. You just make a donation to the bus, all right? And let's do it as together. We're doing little excursions, and then of course we want to go to Ronnie's, go to the announcer. We want to make a big thing of the announcer, um, his opening night, etc. We want to go and support him. The 24th of May is worship and thanksgiving service for Gospel Fest, and then the Sunday is raise a song. Oh, this is it that the same Sunday evening? Yeah. Oh, I see. The same Sunday evening is raise a song at the Christian Mission Gospel Tabernacle in town, into the street, Bridgetown, St. Michael, Barbados. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really awesome. And then the 26th is Hymn Speak. Tuesday is the Hymn Speak. Yes, that is wonderful. St. Mary's Anglican. Oh, wow, that's all in town there. And then Legacy on the Bay is in town. Wow, I love these venues here. Legacy on the Bay is in town, Bay Street there. Mm. And then Future Ready. Ah, I said Michael again. New Dimension Ministries, where all the children, um, from the different primary schools, they bring them to New Dimensions, and they do a whole performance and everything for them. Then there's a laughter and jazz at Savvy on the Bass. Everything is generally in the town area, in town. And that's Friday the 29th, laughter and jazz. And then the Saturday is Signal Globe Artist Development Workshop. It's in the morning at 8:30. Um, yes, yes, and then there is this Saturday night is Ultimate Gospel, a Taste of the Caribbean, and that's going to be at Abundant Life Assembly, Assembly, Ultimate Gospel. And then that's where we're going to go as a group. The Court's One Awesome Day, Farley Hill National Park. And yeah, that's where we're going to be, folks. That's going to be really, really great to have everybody there. And yes. All right. So this is where we sign off tonight. This is where we sign off tonight. And I say thank you all for making the transition with us. folks, you transitioned us. We are seeking to do something very different for part of Wednesday. We will still deal with the issues, but we want to make sure we're including our young people. All right? Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so good night, everybody. Have a great, great night. And of course, we are leaving with the announcer. We're going to play it again on Friday. On Friday, we're going to play the announcer again. And remember, we want to make a date out of the first night. We're going to get that information and keep pushing it on the show. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Judy. All right. And thank you, Dave. He came back. All right.
Fire! Ronnie Clark. The Vibe Patrol. Oh, shoot. Calypso as an art form was around long before rediffusion ever came to Bridgetown, before Colonel Oliver, Frank Pardo, Gary Dewsbury, before Alfred, Olga, Julian, Mitch, Vic, PG and Borky, Kaiso. They used to support. Last year, one man proceeded to make sport, banning a song about Carol Roberts that wasn't right, but had the audacity to play the song on finals night. They think that Bajans foolish when it comes to the media, firing a known broadcaster who sings calypso. I should know. Using an appearance by the announcer, speaking of the judging night on Marcia Week show. So don't mind them integrity, don't mind them loyalty, don't mind them honesty, don't mind them. Dennis Johnson, John Doe, Maurice Nobel, Alvin Topping, Carl Scott. Who do they think they are with such a defense? Ronnie revealed the truth. They were pressuring him ever since. Document after document was shown at the march. Information they had never made known. So sad, bad, mad, hurt and pain to see that voice of Barbados is a puppet of Port of Spain. What would Harold Hoyt say about this circus of shame, undermining his legacy, disrespecting Fred Gollop's name? They think that Bajans foolish when it comes to the media, firing a known broadcaster who sings calypso. I should know. Using an appearance by the announcer, speaking of the judging night on Marcia Week show. So don't mind them management, don't mind them predicament, don't mind them embarrassment, don't mind them. Sean Marshall, Trevor Hollingsworth, Jeff Harris, Ralph Richards, Teddy Strong. Freedom of expression is a must. We have to fight against censorship in Barbados. Every citizen has a right to speak publicly without fear of victimization in this country. Thank God for the Admiral and CBC, NCF, Carter the shining stars for we to hear and see the popular song destined for the crown. Thousands of Barbadians, home and abroad, still believe it win hands down. Silence, we cannot condone. We must protect the power and the privilege to protest on the microphone. Send a message loud and clear to Noel Infantabel. Don't play the fool this year. They think that they're just foolish when it comes to the media. Firing a known broadcaster who sings calypso, I should know. Using an appearance by the announcer, speaking after judging night on Marcia Week show. So don't mind them, calypso, don't mind them. I had to let them know. Don't mind them, can't go down, so don't mind them. Carson Small, St. Elmo Walker, Shell Harris, Sam Wilkinson, Tony Cozier, Eric Nurse. Thank you.